Hello everyone, I am back with a new video. So this video we will do the SPM SEBENAR, and this is a maths paper. Okay, so I will do the mathematics paper. This is SPM, the actual SPM paper for 2023, and this is kertas 2. Okay, so I will start now. Okay, bahagian A, soalan number 1. So let's read the question first. Diagram 1 shows the stem and leaf plot for time taken by a group of students in a survey. So if you see this word stem and leaf plot, you know which chapter already, right? Form 4, the measures of dispersion for ungrouped data. Dalam bahasa Melayu, sukatan serakan untuk data yang tak terkumpul. Okay, so they give you the stem and leaf plot here. And we can look at the key here. So the key says 1 line 5 means 15 minutes. Okay, so these are all data pasal time of answering the survey. Okay, so now let's do A. State the number of students who took part in the survey. Nyatakan bilangan murid yang terlibat dalam soal selidik itu. Okay, so 1 line 5 means 15 minutes. It means like this is represents 1 student. Okay, so the total number of students will be the total number of leaf. Yeah, because the leaf represents like the bilangan daun adalah bilangan murid lah. Okay, so you just count got how many leaf. So just count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that means you have 12 students, right? And all the 12 students have different time. Okay, so ada student yang ambil 15 minit, ada yang 18, ada yang 32, and so on lah. So leaf represents the bilangan, berapa orang, berapa data. Okay, so B says determine the mode of distribution. So what is mode? Okay, mode is a type of measures of central tendency. Okay, the other dua, measures of central tendency and measures of dispersion. Okay, and measures of central tendency ada 3, mean, median, mode. Okay, but they ask for mode lah. Okay, what is mode? Mode means you choose the data that muncul paling banyak kali. Yeah, you choose the data with the highest frequency. Okay, ataupun you can say the data that appears the most. Okay, so what is the data that appears the most? 15, 18, 32, 35, 37, 44, 45, 46, 46, 47, 52, 54. So I can see 46 appears 2 times. Okay, ada data yang muncul 2 kali sini, 46. So dia seorang saja yang muncul 2 kali, right? So this is the mode lah. So 46 and this is time, right? So I'll just write minutes here. Okay, so the mode is 46 minutes. Okay, now for C, write one inference based on distribution of the time. Okay, what is inference? Okay, inference is like conclusion lah. Okay, so let me tell you the inference meaning. So inference is a conclusion. Okay, conclusion or opinion. Opinion means pendapat. Okay, pendapat form based on facts ataupun evidence ataupun you can say information. Yeah, information that you have. Okay, so this is the maksud ataupun the definition for inference. So what is inference? A conclusion or opinion formed based on facts, evidence, information that you have, right? So for this case, what is the information you have? The stem and leaf plot lah. So you have to form an opinion ataupun a conclusion based on this stem and leaf plot, right? Okay, so let me tell you what we can find out from the stem and leaf plot. Usually you can always find out which range has the highest frequency. Okay, so I already told you just now, leaf represents the leaf is actually the bilangan, right? Ataupun like berapa data dekat situ. You can see the how many data from counting how many leaf, right? So you can actually see who has the most leaf, right? So it's actually 40 to 49, right? So most students, dia punya time taken is mostly like in this range, right? So we can mention that for our inference. Okay. So since this one is about time of answering survey, so I'll just write of answering time of answering survey which okay okay lah, boleh lah, appears which appears which appears the most which appears the most are in the range of are in range of 40 to 49 minutes. 40 to 49 minutes. Okay. So let me tell you another way to write it. Actually, you can also mention about the longest time taken. Okay, the maximum value. So you can also say like the maximum value is 54. Can also. Or you want to say the minimum value 15 also can. Alright. So basically any answer that makes sense, they will accept. Okay, they will terima. Okay. But usually lah, most of the time for stem and leaf plot, when we want to interpret, okay, bila kita nak analyze stem and leaf plot, we usually mention the one that appears the most. Okay, the one with the most leaf. Usually we mention that. That's why I choose to write it like this. Time of answering survey which appears the most are in the range of 40 to 49 minutes. Okay. Yeah, that is why we use stem and leaf plot, is because we want to tengok data terus boleh nampak siapa paling banyak leaf. And dia lah yang paling banyak orang apa paling the data that appears most in which range. Okay, that is why we separate the stem and the leaf, is to see which stem has the most leaf, so we can form our opinion based on that. Okay, okay, hopefully you understand. So that's how I would do it. Okay, let's continue. Okay, let's do number 2. Okay, 2A. In the answer space, complete table 1 for the equation y equals 2x squared minus 3 for domain x in between -3 and 3. So they want you to complete the table. So it's very easy. You just sub only. Okay, wait. So you just have to sub the x value inside. So y equals 2x squared minus 3. And then for the x, you just sub -2.5. Get the value down here. And then repeat the same thing for the negative 1.5, 1 and 2 lah. Okay, you can just use your calculator and just tekan all this, right? So if you tekan everything, you will get 9.5. Okay, make sure you open the bracket also. Okay, now you repeat the same process with negative 1.5 and you will get 1.5. And then you sub 1, you press 2 bracket 1, tutup bracket square minus 3, you get -1. And then the last one you sub 2, you get 5. Okay, this one there's nothing for me to teach you lah. This one just tekan calculator saja. So I'm sure you know how to do. Just tekan saja. Okay, now let's continue with B. Hence, draw the graph of y equals 2x squared minus 3 for x in between -3 and 3. So this is a lower form chapter. Okay, I don't remember from 2 or from 3, but this chapter is called graph of function. Yeah, graph of function punya chapter. Okay. So it's quite easy actually. You just look at the graph. Oh, before I look at, I want you to tell you the shape. So if the equation highest power is 2, then this is a quadratic equation. So when you draw, you either get a shape like this or like this. Okay, you will get a parabola. This shape is called parabola. And the parabola will have a minimum point if the A is positive. But if the A is negative, then the parabola will have a maximum point. So now the A is 2 positive, so you know it will end up looking like this, right? So my job now is to plot all the points and join and form this curve lah. Okay, so sekarang kita kena plot. -315, they already plot for us. So that's good. Next one, -2.5, 9.5, I plot myself. 2.5, okay, -2.5 dekat mana? Okay, sini -2, sini -3. So middle is -2.5. And then kena naik sampai 9.5. Okay, 9.5 is 10. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, is 10. Turun berapa kotak? Turun 1 kotak. Okay. Okay, for those who's confused, why turun 1 kotak is because you can see the y-axis, dia punya skala tambah 5, tambah 5, tambah 5, tambah 5, right? Tambah 5, okay? So the difference here is 5, right? But there's 10 kotak here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you want to know 1 kotak berapa, you will take 5 divide 10. And if you tekan that, you'll get 0.5. Maksudnya 1 kotak 0.5. That is why 10 turun 1 kotak is 10 minus 0.5 dapat 9.5 lah. That's why I say 10 turun satu kotak 9.5. Boleh faham ah? Okay, next one. Negative 1.5, 1.5. Okay, negative 1 dekat sini, negative 2 is here. So negative 1.5 is middle lah. And then naik sampai 1.5. Okay, if you want to naik 1.5, you just naik 3 kotak. Okay, I already explained just now why. Because 1 kotak is 0.5. So if you naik satu 0.5, naik lagi satu 1.0, naik lagi 1.5. That's why total naik 3. Next point, 0, negative 3. Okay, they already plot for me already. Alright. Oh, and one more thing I want to mention. If your equation punya B is 0, okay, you can tengok you punya equation, your A is 2, right? And your B is 0 and your C is negative 3, right? So if your quadratic equation B is 0 means, it means your axis of symmetry will be the y-axis. Yeah. Kalau B 0 lah. Tapi kalau P positive or B negative number, then your y-axis would be like on the left or on the right, like that. But if it's the B 0, automatic, your axis of symmetry will be your y-axis will be the axis of symmetry. It means your minimum point and your minimum point will be your y-intercept. Yeah, your minimum point and your y-intercept is the same point. Okay, but you can only say like that when the B is kosong. Kalau B dia bukan kosong, you tak boleh cakap y-axis dia axis of symmetry is the y-axis. Then it's wrong. Okay, so I repeat one more time. When the B is 0, the axis of symmetry of the curve will be the y-axis, and the minimum point ataupun the maximum point depending on the A. So the turning point will be same point with the y-intercept. Your turning point and your y-intercept will be the exact same point. Okay, so this 0, negative 3 is not just the y-intercept, it's also the turning point. Ini adalah titik minimum. Next point is 1, negative 1. Okay, 1 is here, negative 1 just naik 2 kotak. I mean turun lah, turun. Turun. Why turun is because satu kotak 0.5 mah. So if turun satu, negative 0.5, turun lagi satu, dapatlah negative 1. Okay, next one, 2, 5. 2 is here, 5 is here. So this is quite easy. Just plot. Okay, last one is 3, 15. Okay, yang ni dia sudah plot untuk kita. So kita tak payah plot. Now we just join. Just join lah. Okay, cannot use ruler. Because this is a quadratic curve. So you have to use freehand to draw it. Okay, so I will draw this part first. Okay, because this is the hardest one to draw, right? This is the curve part. So what I will do, I will join these 4 points. So make sure this is the minimum. So that is the minimum point. Slowly. So make sure your graph is smooth. Okay, this part I'll draw it now. Okay, so just join. Okay, just sambung them. Here also I will sambung. Okay, and when you do this in a piece of paper, you can actually how to say, like terbalikkan your book, right? Yeah, you can spin your book, right, to make it like easy to draw. Okay, but I'm using computer, so I can't show you lah. Okay, but I'm done already. So this is the curve, and make sure you write the equation for the curve. Y equals 2x squared minus 3, and that's all, right? So sudah siap. Okay, I will continue. Question 3. Diagram 2 shows the straight line PQ and point T on a Cartesian plane. So I think this is a Form 3 chapter. And it's a Form 3 chapter 9. It's called straight line. Okay, Form 3 chapter 9. Okay, straight line chapter. Garis lurus. Okay, so they say PQ. Okay, and then we have a point T, random point here. And then they say find equation of straight line which is parallel to PQ and passes through point T. So they want to find equation of straight line which is parallel to Q and passes through point T. So what I will do now, I have to find the equation of this line. So this line, and this line will be parallel to PQ. Okay, it will be parallel to PQ and it will passes through point T, right? Okay, so how do you find the equation of this line? You will do y equals mx plus c. Okay, because this line is a sengit punya line. If it's a sengit line, the equation will look like this: y equals mx plus c. But if it's like a horizontal line, okay, line yang horizontal ataupun line yang vertical, then it will be x equals number ataupun y equals number. Okay, if it's horizontal, it will be y equals number. Okay, yeah, dia tak ada mx plus c one. Dia just y equals number saja. And then if it's vertical, then it's x equals number. But if it's a second line, you should write this mx plus c. So now my job is to find out the m and the c, the gradient and the y-intercept, right? Okay, so how do you find gradient? Okay, gradient formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay. Yeah, so I should write down the gradient formula, right? So ambil the difference of y divide with the difference in x. Okay, this one is 1. Okay. So it means you ambil beza y bahagi beza x lah. But if you look closely at this line, you don't have two coordinate. You kena ada dua coordinate baru boleh masuk dalam formula ni, y minus y, x minus x. So macam mana nak cari gradient? Okay, kan dia dah cakap ini line dengan ini line parallel. Parallel means lari, right? So selari means gradient dia sama lah. So m1 equals m2. It means the gradient of this line is actually same with the gradient of PQ. So I can find the gradient of PQ and pinjam the gradient PQ for my gradient. Okay, yeah, we can pinjam because our gradient we are parallel. They are parallel. Okay, so gradient PQ boleh cari sebab ada dua coordinate kan. So we have point Q 3, 4 given, and it also passes through another point here which is 0, 2. Oh, and by the way, this 2 is actually the y-intercept. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we can use this point. As long as the other passes through the line, then we can find the gradient already. So 4 minus 2 over 3 minus 0, you end up with 2 over 3. And if the gradient of PQ is 2 over 3, the gradient of this line is also 2 over 3 because they are parallel. So the m here, I will just write 2 over 3. But make sure you show this in the working also. Yeah, you kena tunjuk ni dekat working also. Okay. Okay, now I'm done with the gradient. Now to find the C. Okay, how to find the y-intercept of this line? You don't tell me 2. You jangan cakap, oh sir, 2 lah. Y-intercept 2. Bukan lah. 2 is the y-intercept of PQ. I want the y-intercept of this line. So where is the y-intercept of this line? It's here. It's here, right? And we don't know this one berapa. You don't tell me 1 or -1. No, no, no. This is not the y-intercept. Point T is not the y-intercept. So kalau so dia tak bagi tahu lah sini berapa, right? So we don't know. Okay. So if we guna mata tengok tak dapat the y-intercept, then we use another method. Yeah, we use another method, which is ganti punya cara. Okay. So kalau kita nak cari pintasan y tapi dia tak bagi dekat diagram, kita tak nampak dia punya y-intercept, kita boleh guna cara lain, which is the ganti punya cara. So let me show you. M is 2 over 3, x plus c, right? And you are trying to find c now. Okay. So what you do is you ganti x, y dalam. After you ganti x, y dalam, boleh cari c dah. Tapi macam mana, so the x, y you nak ganti apa? Okay, you have to ganti point yang ada passes through garisan. You kena ganti titik yang ada melalui garisan yang you tengah cari lah. So you have to choose a point that passes through the line. Okay, so this line passes through which point? Point T1, -1. So you can sub 1, -1 inside. So x will be 1, y will be -1. And the moment you sub this inside, you can find your c. So -1 equals 2 over 3 times x plus c. So -1 equals 2 over 3 plus c. C equals to -5 over 3. Okay, you can use your calculator to help you. Just press -1 minus 2 over 3, you get the answer. Okay, now we can write our equation. So dot, y equals mx plus c. So y equals 2 over 3x minus 5 over 3. So this is the equation of straight line, right? So, sudah siap. Okay, let's continue with question number 4a. Diagram 3 shows a partially completed deductive argument. So I see this word, I know which chapter. This is logical reasoning from 4 chapter 3. Kalau tak silap. Yeah, from 4 chapter 3. And under deductive argument, you learn about the 3 form. Okay, 3 form. Ada 3 form yang you kena hafal kan? So do you remember the 3 form? Let me write. Okay, I'll write here. So form yang pertama. Okay, form yang pertama. So the premise 1 is all A are B. Okay. Premise 2, C is A. Conclusion, C is B. And then form kedua. Form kedua. So the form kedua is premise 1 equals if P then Q. If P then Q. Yeah, they will give you implication format. If P then Q. And then premise 2, P is true. Okay, and then conclusion, Q is true. Okay, now for the third form, it will be, the premise 1 will be if P then Q, okay, and then premise 2, Q is not true. Q is not true, and then conclusion, P is also not true. Okay, if you haven't memorized this, you should memorize it now. Okay, if you are facing SPM next month, you should know this. Okay, yeah, you should memorize all three forms. Okay, so these are the only three forms that is valid. Okay, that is valid. Okay, it means kalau dia tak ada ikut tiga-tiga form ni, then we say dia tak valid, tidak sah. Okay, tidak sah. Tapi kalau dia ada follow format ni, then it's valid. And there's only three valid form of deductive argument. Ada tiga sahaja form yang valid. Okay, only these three form. Okay, other than these three form, all is not valid already. So now they say diagram 3 shows a partially completed deductive argument. So dia bagi premise 1, premise 2, and then bawah sini kata complete this argument by writing an appropriate conclusion. So premise 1, they says all acidic substance have a pH value less than 7. Apple vinegar is an acidic substance. Conclusion, okay, apple vinegar has a pH value less than 7 lah. Okay. Let me tell you why. Because this follows the first form. Okay, dia ada follow form yang pertama. So you see the word all, right? So definitely it's form the first one lah. So I will just underline this acidic substance A. Okay, the R they replace with have. Okay, but it's the same thing lah, same concept. Okay, so the pH value 7, this is the B. Okay, and then now you have C, apple vinegar. Because this apple vinegar, dia tak ada dalam premise 1, right? This one is like something that just came in suddenly. Okay, so this one is the C. Is an acidic substance. Okay, acidic substance is matched with A, right? So all A is B, and then C is A. So the last one should be C. C is B. Okay, C is B. So you have to mention C is B. So you have to write apple vinegar. Apple vinegar. But the for the East you have to write has. Okay, has pH value of less than 7. Has a pH value less than 7. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay, so you have to memorize all three forms, because you don't know which form they will ask in the exam. Okay, and also if you don't hafal these three form, then you cannot jawab if they ask you to determine valid or not valid. Yeah, sometimes soalan dia suruh tentukan valid or not valid. Okay, but this question they only ask us to write lah. Dia tak suruh tentukan valid not valid. So yeah, you kena hafal tiga ni. Okay, let's continue. Soalan B. Encik Jamal is saving to go on a holiday with his friends. Okay, boleh. Table 2 shows the amount of money in his savings account at the end of each month. So at the end of January, dia punya savings 600. At the end of February, 915. And March, April, May, so on. Okay, boleh. So number 1 says by using induction. So yeah, induction lah. Write a conclusion for the amount of money in the savings account RMY at the end of month X. Okay. So we are doing inductive argument now. So for induction, inductive argument, they always like to ask you to form a conclusion, right? And what's the meaning of form a conclusion is they will give you a specific value and you have to form a formula. You have to form a formula. Conclusion means like formula. Okay, you have to write down a formula. Okay, and the formula has to has to give you these values when you sub the 1, 2, 3, 4 inside. Okay, so you have to form the formula yourself, right? And the way to do that is to first look at the value and see what pattern first. Kita tengok dulu nilai tambah tolak and nilai darab bahagi, and make sure nilai yang tambah tolak ataupun darab bahagi tu sentiasa sama lah. Okay, so I can see that the saving go from 600 to 915. So it's like getting bigger, right? Yalah, because you save money mah, mesti you punya duit lagi banyak. Takkanlah you save money, save lagi kurang kan? So it's like it's getting bigger. So maybe the pattern here is to plus with a constant, right? Maybe you kena tambah dengan satu pemalar. So let's see, 600 nak jadi 915 kena tambah berapa? You can tekan 915 minus 600, you get 315. And if you try with this, 1230 minus 915 is plus 315 also. And if you tekan this one plus 315, you get 1545 also. So you can see that the pattern here is very obvious already. Okay, get to the next month savings, you have to plus 315, plus 315. Yeah, just keep going lah. So now we can see the pattern. Now we can try to form the formula, right? So, in other words, the January savings is 600. Okay, the February is 600 plus with 315. Okay, for March it will be 600 plus 315 plus 315. It means plus 315 2 times, right? So I can write 315 times 2 like this. Okay, yeah, because 315 dua kali. Okay, next one will be 600 plus 315 1, 2, 3 times, right? Okay, so the last one is 600 plus 315 4 times. So why I write like this is because I'm trying to form the formula. and I want to write it in such a way that I can see siapa, okay, siapa yang tukar lah, which value change. Okay, after I write all these things, now I can form the conclusion. I can form the formula. So as you can see, all these numbers is 600. So when you generalize, okay, yeah, this process is called generalize. Okay, generalize. It means generalize means like you umumkan dia lah, ataupun you form the formula. So when you generalize, the 600 will be there. Okay, and you can see all number got plus 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 plus, right? And every number got plus 315, right? This one 315 times 4, 315 times 3, this one is actually 315 times 1. Yeah, because 315 times 1 is 315. So you can write like this. And this one is actually 315 times 0. Okay, because 315 times 0 is 0. That's why then 600 plus 0 is 600 lah. Okay, and kenapa saya tulis macam tu is because I want you to see that all this value ada 600 plus 315. So my conclusion also got 315. But for the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I have to change to n. But in this case, they want to use x, right? Okay, so I will write x like this. But I want you to notice, I notice something here. X represents the end of month, right? So January, after January, the end of month should be 1. Do you agree? So this number should be 1, right? Because if I want to calculate the savings at the end of January, then the end of month here, X should be 1. And also month, there's no 0 month. Dia tak ada 0 month, right? That means I need to make this number 1. Saya nak nombor ni jadi 1. So I cannot write X here. Okay, instead I have to write bracket X minus 1. Because I want to push back all these values. I want the 1 to be here. Basically, I don't want 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 lah. Saya mau 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 macam tu. Okay. And if I want this number to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have to take X minus 1 to push back. Okay. Okay, let me explain in detail using another way. Okay, let me explain using detail. So, imagine if you want this to be 1. Okay. Imagine if you want this to be 1. What change you have to make here? What change you have to make here? Because if this one changed to 1, then 600 plus 315 times 1 is not 600 already, right? So what you have to change here? It means you have to find out another value before 600. Okay? You have to find out another value, and that will be your 0 month. You faham kan? Because you want this to be the first month, you don't want it to be at the 0 month, because X represents the end of the month. Okay, and also it will affect your question 2 answer later, because question 2 they're asking you to find number of months, right? So there shouldn't be 0 months, right? So that is why if you don't write like this later, it will affect your second question punya jawapan. Okay, yeah, you shouldn't count 0 as number of months, right? Okay, so what you have to do, you have to find another the amount of savings before. So you can take 600 minus 315, and you will get 285. Okay, 285. So 285 is when the month is 0. So this one is when 600 plus 315 times 0. Okay, and if you wait, 600 plus, oh, okay, sorry. So it means your answer here will be okay, let me write my question 1 working here. So write a conclusion, right? So the conclusion will be what? Okay, they say use Y to represent savings. So your Y will be this one, 600 plus 315 bracket X minus 1. And then you can expand this 600 plus, this one expand 315X minus 315. This one just kembang saja lah. And then Y equals to 600 minus 315, which is 285 plus 315X. And your X is, okay, let me make some space here. Okay, wait. Oh, okay, wait. Okay, this one I'll just write down lah. So X is equals to, okay, so you sub with 1 first, right? Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so in other words, okay, if I explain using another way, it's like this. So the 285 is for the 0 month, right? So this is 285. Okay, and then the next one is what? It's actually 285 plus 315 times 1. Okay, and then this one is 285. Basically, all these change to 285 lah. 285, 285, 285. Okay, because 285 is the time for the 0 month, right? And then the for the 600 is 285 plus 315 times 1. This one times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5. That is why the conclusion is 285 plus 315x, where the x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this, right? Where 1 is the end of the first month, right? The end of January lah. So you must also end of month x1 lah. And then 2 is when it's the end of February, the end of second month, okay, and so on. Okay, so that's my question 1 answer. Now I will continue with number 2. Okay, number 2, I will do it here. So the question says the estimated cost of Encik Jaman holiday is RM 3,500. So this is the Y lah. Yeah, because this is a saving, right? Estimated cost. So he need to save this amount. Using your answer to B, calculate number of months. It means they want to find X. X is the months. Okay. And then they say calculate number of months it will take Encik Jaman to save this amount. So we can use this formula. So this formula, Y equals 285 plus 315x. This is the formula to calculate savings. Okay, this is the formula to calculate savings. But I'm using this formula to calculate months now. So you just ganti saja, sub the Y 3,500. So after you sub, it becomes like this, 285 plus 315x, and you find x. Okay, okay, so pindah 3,500 minus 285. So let me press. Okay, my calculator give me 3215. And don't forget to divide 315. Okay, so my calculator give me 10.206. Okay, usually I like to write in 4 significant figures, so 10.21. Okay, so we can say that what is the number of months it will take to save this amount? 10 months. 11. Yeah, it should be 11 months. Okay, let me tell you why is it not 10, why is it 11? Because if your answer come out 10.21 means what? It means at the end of the 10th month, your savings still haven't reached 3,500. Because your answer is 10.21. Okay, it means for when it's 10th month, you're still not 3,500 yet. Okay, so but 11 months, that's when your savings reach the it's like enough to go to the holiday lah. That's when your savings exceed 3,500. Faham kan? Okay. And also one more thing I want to mention is if you look at your X value, they are all integer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dia tak ada 1.5, 1.2. It means that this number of months has to be integer. That is why you cannot write 10.21 for your final answer. You have to make it integer lah. Okay, and we take 11, right? Another way to check your answer is you can sub inside and see betul tak kalau saya ambil 285 plus 315 times 10 and see 285 plus 315 times 11 and see betul tak 11 months the savings will more than 3,500. So you can check your answer like this. So let me check 285 plus 315 times 10. So this one you get 3435. And then the next one you get 3750. Okay, so you can see that when it's the end of 10th month, okay, when the X is 10, the savings still haven't reached 3,500. So it's like tak cukup lagi. Okay, but this one 11 months cukup already. So now you understand why I say the answer is 11. But of course you don't have to show this in the exam. Okay, this one is just like to check your answer lah. Okay, so this is the working. Okay, sudah siap? Okay, let's continue. Number 5. Table 3 shows the combination joined by a group of students. Okay, I see the word only. Okay, I know this chapter already. This one is from 4, chapter 4. The set punya chapter. Kenapa saya tahu? Sebab saya ada nampak perkataan only. Okay, this word only very important. Okay, yeah. Singing only, maksud dia tak sama dengan singing. So the word only will change the whole meaning. Okay, tak apa. Okay, dia dah bagi semua ni. Coloring, singing, cooking, singing only. Okay, bagi bilangan semua. And then A, complete the Venn diagram in the answer space. Okay, I want to explain to you how to baca the region first. Okay, so this is coloring, this is singing, this is cooking, right? So you can see they got overlap, right? So can you tell me this region right here represents orang yang suka apa. So this region in the middle represents student yang join competition, coloring and singing and cooking. N, yeah, N. N. Okay, so intersect is N, and then union is or. Okay, so this region is the intersection of three. So it be coloring and singing and cooking. Okay, itu maksud dia. Okay. Do you know ramai student tak tahu benda ni? Like whenever I ask them, coloring and singing and cooking, some of them will tell me like this. Some of them will tell me like this. Because they thought, oh sir, coloring and singing and cooking means N mah. So N dia ingat ambil macam ni. Ambil semua macam ni. It means dia ingat ambil semua. Wrong wrong. Kalau saya kata coloring or singing or cooking, then baru ambil semua. Because all is union. Union means ambil semua. But if I say coloring and singing and cooking, you have to take the intersection of these three. So this one, okay. So remember this. N is intersect, or is union. If you tak tahu ini, you tak boleh buat soalan ni. It's not possible. Okay, now I want to ask you, what about this region? What about this region? This region represents siapa? Coloring and singing only. And because it's the intersection. And why you have to mention the word only is because dia tak ada include yang middle macam ni. Dia macam ni je. So kalau dia atas macam ni saja, is coloring and singing only. Have to mention the word only. The word only is important here. But what if I shade here also? What if it's like this? Okay, if it's like this, then it's coloring and singing. Yeah, coloring and singing. Okay. So if it's like this, then it's coloring and singing only. Faham? Okay, I repeat one more time. Okay, let's try one more time. So this time I will ask you this one. Can you try? This one is what? This region is for student yang macam mana? Coloring and cooking. Tak ada only. Just coloring and cooking. Okay? Because this is the intersection for coloring and cooking. Dia adalah overlap untuk coloring and cooking. Okay? But if I erase the middle here, then it becomes coloring and cooking only. Sahaja. Coloring and cooking sahaja. Okay? So important lah. Okay, then what if I ask you like this? What if I ask you like this? What is this? This region is for what? This region is for coloring. Okay, coloring. Okay, but what if I erase this? I erase this, and then I erase this, I erase this. What is this? So this is not coloring, this is coloring only. Because this region dia tak ada overlap dengan lain. So we call this coloring only. Okay. Okay, so I think I explained it well enough. So now you faham semua tu, baru you boleh label. Okay, then only you can complete the diagram. So now I want to ask you, first one, coloring and singing and cooking is 5. So where should I write the 5? N, N. N is what? Intersection, persilangan. So coloring, singing, cooking, dia punya overlap is 5. Okay, because N is intersection. Intersect ambil part yang overlap. So this one write 5. Oh, and one more thing. When you write the number here, sometimes you will put the dot, right? Sometimes you put the dot, but this one don't put the dot. Yeah, don't put the dot. Because if you put the dot, then it becomes element. Okay? Yeah. So when you put the dot, dia jadi elements. Okay? Unsur. Tapi kalau you tak letak element, dia jadi bilangan element. Dia jadi number of elements. So this one is actually the bilangan, the number. So you should not put the dot. Okay? Okay, so don't put the dot. Okay, next one. Singing only is 6. Oh, ada perkataan only Only So 6, where is singing only? Okay, singing only is only talking about this region only. Because they got say the word only. But if they say singing, then it's like this. If they say singing, it means the 6 is actually sini tambah sini tambah sini tambah sini, right? But they ada cakap only kan? So yeah, it's just referring to this region. Okay. It means we can only label the information kalau dia ada cakap only lah. Because if dia tak cakap only then dia punya kawasan is like it's like more than one kawasan. Okay, so you can't label information yang tak ada only. You have to tengok information yang ada perkataan only dulu. So coloring only 12. This one can label also because they got mentioned only. So coloring only 12. This one is coloring, but they got say the word only. It means it's only this region. So this region I write 12. Okay, next, keep going. Next one is coloring and singing 9. Dia tak cakap only Dia tak cakap only. Dia just cakap coloring and singing 9. Okay. So coloring and singing is the intersection is here. Okay. But you don't go and write 9 like this. You write like this, confirm wrong. Confirm wrong. Why? Because saya sudah kata tadi, kalau dia kata coloring and singing 9, dia tak kata only. Kalau dia tak kata only, it means dia sebenarnya include the middle part also, like this. Okay. So the 9 is bukan, itu 9 bukan atas tau. Dia atas tambah bawah. Atas tambah bawah is 9. So bawah sini middle is 5, right? So to get here, you have to take 9 minus 5. So you get 4 like this, right? That is why it's very important to understand the concept. It's very important to understand the word only, okay? Because one word, this word can change the whole meaning, okay? So yeah. Okay, next one, cooking and singing 15. Okay, cooking and singing 15. So cooking and is intersection. So cooking and singing punya intersection, dia punya persilangan dekat sini, right? And dia kata berapa? 15, right? But we cannot write the 15 here like this. Unless they got say only lah. Kalau dia kata cooking and singing only, kalau then you tulis macam ni, betul lah. But they say cooking and singing. Dia tak kata only. It means the 15 is including this part also. So you have to take 15 minus 5 sebenarnya. Okay. So when you take 15 minus 5, you get 10. Okay. This is the correct way. Okay. Next one is coloring 30. Okay. Coloring 30. Okay. So what it means is dia tak cakap only ya. Dia just cakap coloring 30. So they never say only. It means if they never say only, it refers to the whole circle here, the coloring whole circle here. So what we can do is take 30 minus 12 minus 4 minus 5 to get the value here. So if you tekan semua, you will get 9. Okay. Okay, for the last one, cooking is 35. Okay. But you cannot write 35 like this. Cannot. Okay. Because if you write like this, then okay, kalau dia cakap cooking only, then baru you boleh tulis dekat sini. Terus tulis macam ni. Tapi kalau dia kata cooking is actually sini tambah sini tambah sini tambah sini. So you have to tekan calculator also lah. 35 minus 5 minus 9 minus 10 and you get 11. Okay. Okay, so that is the answer for A. Okay, so now let's do B. Hence find the number of students who join one competition only. So which region is the region for joining one competition only? So it's 12, 6 and 11 lah. Yeah. So the answer is 12 plus 6 plus 11. And the answer is 29. Okay. So let me explain a bit. Because this one is join 12 only join coloring only, 6 is singing only, 11 is cooking only. So these are all one only. The 4 we cannot take because 4 is like joining coloring and singing only. So it's actually join 2 competition. 9 also join 2 competition, 10 also. The 5, they want join 3 competition. So dia tanya untuk join 1 competition. So it's 12 plus 6 plus 11. Next question. Number 2, find the number of students who did not join both coloring and cooking. Okay, what you can do is you can find number that join coloring and cooking first. Okay, so berapa orang yang join coloring and cooking? So coloring is here, cooking is here, and I sudah cakap N is the intersection. So you actually have to take this region. So it's actually 9 and 5. Okay, 9 and 5. So 9 plus 5 is 14 lah. Tapi dia kata did not join coloring and cooking. So yang join coloring and cooking is 9, 5, right? 9 plus 5. So yang did not join is everything except 9 and 5 lah. So it's 12 plus 4 plus 6 plus 10 plus 11. So okay. So the did not join coloring and cooking is this. So you tekan semua ni, you dapatlah jawapan. So I get 43. So that's the answer. Okay, let's continue. Number 6. So this is a graph of motion chapter punya soalan. In bahasa Melayu, graph gerakan. Yeah, it's a form 4 chapter. So let's read. Diagram 4 shows a speed time graph of a car. So this is a speed time graph, STG. Okay, for speed time graph, you need to know that the gradient represents acceleration and the area under graph represents distance. Okay, kalau speed time graph. Okay, so kalau dia punya y-axis speed, the x-axis time, we can use the gradient to find acceleration and the area to find distance. Okay, you need to know that. Okay, so sekarang kita boleh observe dia punya graph. So the speed unit is meter per second. This one time is second, right? So when you find the gradient, you'll be meter per second. So ms minus 2. And ini memang unit untuk acceleration. But what happens when you find the area? You become meter per second times s, and then ss can cut left with meter. That is why the area is used to find distance, and it will come out in meter. But for the acceleration, for the gradient, you get ms minus 2, which is the acceleration unit. Okay. So I don't think we have any issue with the unit. Yeah, because sometimes we have to convert the unit. Sometimes dia bagi sini meter per second, maybe sini bagi minute ataupun hour. Then we have to convert, right? Okay, but this one no problem. Okay, let's look at this line. What happens here? So you can see that the first 10 second, the car travel with a constant speed. Okay, we call this constant speed. Yeah, it means that dia ada bergerak tapi dia bergerak dengan laju yang seragam. Means the speed never change. And then what happens here? The speed increase. So we can say that accelerate lah. Sini dia accelerate. Cepetan. And then the next line here is constant speed also. Bukan stop ah. You jangan cakap ini stop. Bukan. If distance time graph, then this is stop. Kalau dia distance time graph. But if it's speed time graph, no, this is not stop. This is constant speed. And then this one is the speed decreasing. So this is decelerate. So let's do A now. Describe the motion of the car between 20th second and the 25th second. So they want the motion between 20 and 25, right? So what we have to look at, this line right here. Yeah, this line right here. Okay. So I already tell you already what happens here, right? So now you have to describe the motion. So of course you have to mention the word constant speed ataupun uniform speed. Yeah. Okay. So let's describe. So the car. Okay. Yeah, car, right? So the car moves. Okay, moves. Moves with constant speed. And you can actually mention the constant speed. You can actually mention the speed and also mention the time. Okay, so the car moves with constant speed of 17 meter per second for for how long? 20 to 25 is 5 seconds. Okay, yeah, because you take 25 minus 20, right? So the difference here is 5 seconds. So what is the motion here? The car travels at a constant speed of 17 in 5 seconds, for 5 seconds. Okay, so this is how I describe. Okay, so let's do B. Calculate the total distance. Okay, the moment I see this word, I will immediately write the word area here. Because I told you in the beginning already, I said for speed time graph, how do you find the distance? I mean, you can use the area to find distance. Okay, yeah, for speed time graph, if you want to find distance, you use the area. Okay, area under graph. Okay, yeah, cari dia punya loss. But we have to read the question also because sometimes they don't want for the whole journey. Sometimes dia tak nak untuk distance untuk whole journey. Sometimes dia nak sebahagian saja. So let's read the question also. Calculate total distance in meter traveled by the car during acceleration and deceleration. So apa maksud dia? It means they don't want the distance for the whole journey. They only want during the car accelerate and decelerate. It means we will only look at this line and this line. Okay, but you don't go and find gradient. You don't go and find gradient. If you find gradient means you're doing acceleration already. So what you should find out is the area under graph. So what happens here is you are finding area under. You don't go and find here. Ini bukan under. Under. What is under? Underwear. Underwear means bawah kan? Yeah, underwear you pakai dekat bawah kan? Tak ada orang pakai kepala. So under. So under. Ini under. Under. And then this one under also. Okay. So basically you are finding this shape plus this shape. And we call this trapezium. And we call this triangle. So you ambil dua-dua luas ni tambah dapatlah jawapan. Okay. And one more thing to take note here, they want in meter, right? So I told you already, your how to say? Your y-axis is speed in meter per second, right? When you find area, you basically take your y-axis and the x-axis you multiply. So you end up with meter. Okay. Yeah. It's important to double check this one, because sometimes they will give the unit yang tak boleh potong kan. Like for example, if this one is meter per minute, then this one is in second, then you cannot find the area already. You have to convert first. Maybe you have to divide 60. All these numbers have to divide 60, then baru boleh cari area. Ada soalan yang macam ni punya, yang susah sikit punya lah. Okay, but this one, dia punya unit sudah okay dah. Memang boleh potong jadi meter. So we can straight away find the area. Okay, area of trapezium formula is 1/2 times with the sum of parallel sides. So this two side is the parallel side. So the panjang here, okay, the vertical distance here is 13. Okay, if you want to know the vertical distance, you always look at the y coordinate. Okay, the y coordinate, so 13. Same with the vertical distance here, the y coordinate is 17. So plus. Okay, so the formula for trapezium, 1/2 times with the sum of parallel lines and then times with the perpendicular distance between them. Okay, yeah, the perpendicular distance. Okay, so it's the distance from here to here, which is 20 minus 10, which gives you 10. Okay, sudah siap. Now plus with the area of right angle triangle, the formula is 1/2 times base times height. Okay, that's how you find area of triangle. Yang ada 90 degree punya. So the base will be here, the height will be here. Okay, for the base, you are finding the horizontal distance, so you will look at the x coordinate. So you will take 50 minus 25, right? The base is not 50. 50 is from here to here, but you only want here to here, so you have to minus. You have to take the whole 50 minus 25, and you end up with 25, and then times with the height. Okay, the height from here to here is 17. Okay, 17. Okay, now you can press calculator. 13 plus 17, 30, 30 times 10, 300 divide 250. 25 times 17 divide 2. I get decimal, I think. Let me press. Okay, my calculator give me 212.5. Okay, if the calculator answer give me banyak-banyak decimal place, if they give me like banyak-banyak banyak-banyak number after the decimal point, then I will write in fraction. Okay. But if dia punya jawapan stop macam ni, then I prefer writing in decimal. So what happens when you plus 150? You will get 362.5. Okay, meter. Okay. Okay, if you want to write in fraction can also. 725/2. Okay. Ya, boleh juga. Sama saja. So that is how you do it. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, number 7. Table 4 shows information about Helen's insurance policy plan in 2022. So this word gives it away already. Right? You dapat perkataan ni, you tahu dah which chapter? Form 5 lah. Form 5 chapter, the bab 3 kan, insurance. Okay, but I still don't know whether it's life insurance or motor insurance or medical or like whatever. So I have to read the question also. So the benefit here, overall annual limit, year 2022, 200K. Okay. Deductible, 1,500. Wait, what's deductible? Deductible is the amount that is borne by the policyholder before receiving compensation. Okay. So I'll just write the definition here. Amount borne by policyholder before receiving compensation. Okay. Okay, you faham apa saya tulis ni? So, what's the meaning? It means bila ada berlaku kerugian, when there is a loss happening, some amount the company will pay and some amount the policyholder will pay. Policyholder means orang yang beli insurance lah. So the amount yang policyholder kena bayar dulu is deductible. Okay. So amount bond means tanggung. Okay. So the amount yang tanggung oleh policyholder before you receive the compensation. Compensation means like bayaran papasan daripada company lah. So deductible is duit yang Helen bayar lah. In this case is Helen. Yang Helen kena bayar sendiri kalau ada berlaku kerugian lah. Kalau tak ada rugi, buat apa nak bayar? Okay. If there is no loss, no need lah. When there is loss happening, this is the amount that she has to pay herself. Okay. Okay. Next one is co-insurance. So 85/15. Okay. So the big percentage is yang company responsible. 15 is the Helen. Okay. Company always responsible for the big percentage. Okay. Percentage besar is always for company. Okay. Okay. So now we can do A. In 2022, Helen was admitted to the hospital and the cost of her treatment was 1,050. Okay. Saya rasa saya dah tahu dah which insurance. Is medical, right? Medical. Would the insurance company bear the cost of the treatment? Okay. Okay. I will give you the notes for medical insurance first. So I will write the notes here. So let's talk about medical insurance. Okay. Okay. Usually how I teach my own student, I ask them to hafal the step. Yeah, I just ask them to memorize the step. So medical insurance, you have to hafal how to calculate amount yang tanggung oleh policy holder. Okay. And also you need to hafal how to calculate the amount yang tanggung oleh company. Okay. Okay. So you have to hafal the step lah. Okay, for step number 1 is you have to take the medical cost ataupun medical treatment cost ataupun the rugi lah. Ataupun medical bill. Okay, medical cost ataupun medical bill minus with deductible. That is step 1. Okay, step 1. Step 2, you take your answer from step 1 because after you minus deductible, you get a new answer, right? So you take the new answer. Okay, so you get something here, and then you take the answer. Okay, times with the higher percentage. Okay, so times with the Okay, how should I write this? Okay, I just write big percentage lah, big percentage. Times with the big percentage. Big percentage pula. Small percentage lah. Sorry, sorry. Times with the small percentage. Yeah, because you are calculating for policy holder, right? So kalau you nak cari amount yang tanggung oleh policy holder, dia mestilah darab dengan yang small percentage. Okay. And then lepas tu you get another new answer. And then step 3 is to take the answer plus with the deductible. Okay, done. This is the step to calculate the amount yang policy holder kena bayar. But for company, okay, for company, step 1, the same with here. Take the medical bill, the medical cost, ataupun the loss lah, the loss minus deductible. Okay. And then dapat something. And then step 2, take the one. This time you darab dengan big percentage. Ataupun percentage yang besar. Okay. So in this case, the percentage besar is 85 lah. Okay. Okay. And then that's all. That's all. Sudah siap. Okay. So for company, dia ada 2 steps saja. Okay. But for policyholder, dia ada 3 step. So make sure you hafal this. If you don't hafal, you cannot do medical insurance punya soalan. Okay, so remember this. Okay, so now we can baca the soalan. Right? So the soalan asking, Helen was admitted to hospital due to the cost treatment is 1050. Okay, this is the medical bill ataupun the medical cost. Okay, yeah. And then they say, would the insurance company bear the cost of the treatment? Explain. Okay, just now I mentioned, right, there is two you need to hafal these two, right? One is the first one you have to hafal, you have to remember how to calculate yang policy holder kena bayar. Another one is for company kena bayar. And you can look at the first step here. The first step is the same for both. You will take the medical cost minus deductible, right? But what if one day your medical cost is less than the deductible? It means your deductible is higher. It means you get negative here tau. Tapi takkanlah policy holder bayar negative. Betul lah. It doesn't make sense, right? And then same with here also. If your deductible is higher, then you take medical cost minus with a bigger number, then you get negative already. And then when you take negative number, darab dengan the percentage, you get negative also. Takkanlah company bayar negative, policy holder pun bayar negative. Tak logic kan? Tak logic. So it means if your it means your medical cost should be higher than the deductible. Yeah, your medical cost should be higher than deductible. Then baru you boleh guna formula ni. So what if your medical cost is lower? Then you will not use this formula. It means there will be no compensation. Okay, there will be no compensation. Okay, it means everything you bayar yourself. Okay, so if you look now, the treatment cost is 1050 and the deductible is 1500. Did you notice that the treatment cost is lower and the deductible is higher? So would the insurance company bear the cost of treatment? The answer is no. Okay, so how to explain? Because you can say because the cost of treatment is lower. Ataupun you can also say deductible is higher. Okay, because deductible is higher. Okay, so I'll explain a bit. I told you already, the deductible meaning is what? Amount borne by policyholder before receiving compensation. It means this is the amount that you have to pay first before you go and ask from company to help you. So if your loss is 1050 and you already promised them you want to pay 1500, you can tanggung this amount yourself. Then why are you asking help? Because your cost is lower. You faham kan? So this is the amount that you said you can bond yourself. This is the amount that you can bear yourself. So when your treatment cost is lower than this amount, you pay yourself everything. You pay yourself everything. Macam tu. That's the meaning. Okay, sudah siap. So because deductible is okay. Actually, I should write deductible value is higher than the cost of treatment. Yeah, than cost of treatment. Okay, and I will write in bracket 1500 is greater than 1050 like this. Okay. Okay, so 1 mark for this. Okay, boleh. Now let's do B pula. Okay, B. Helen, so it's the same person, underwent surgery in the hospital in 2022. Okay, this one is what year just now? Okay, so this one also 2022. So happening at the same year. And the cost of the surgery was 29900. Calculate the cost borne by Helen herself. Okay, for the first incident, dia memang tak dapat compensation, memang kosong. But this is the second incident. So B, this time the medical cost is 29900. Calculate the cost borne by herself. Okay, will she get compensation this time? Yes. Why? Because this time your rugi ataupun your medical bill is way higher than the deductible, right? And what is deductible? Deductible is amount yang you bayar sendiri. Okay. So dia punya rugi sini 29900 and dia dah bayar 1500. Okay, so the balance the company bayar lah. Tapi dia ada co-insurance also. Okay, so we have to darab after we tolak dengan deductible, the balance have to darab dengan apa? Darab dengan 85% to calculate for company bayar. But this question never ask for company, right? They ask for cost borne by Helen herself. So tell me, these two formula, which formula I should use? The first one or the second one? The first one or the second one? Which formula I use? Helen mah. So I want to calculate cost borne by Helen. Yang Helen kena tanggung this one lah. You calculate for policyholder. So you follow the step 1, step 2, step 3. So just ikut saja. Step 1, cost minus deductible. So let's go. What is the cost? Medical bill 29900 minus deductible 1500. Tekan calculator, dapat 28400. And the next step is 28400 times with the co-insurance percentage. Okay. And according to the step, dia kata sini darab dengan small percentage. Yalah, because you calculating for Helen tanggung. So usually policyholder dia tanggung percentage, the small percentage. So 15%. So darab dengan 15 over 100. And then press calculator again, you get 4260. And then finally the step 3. Step 3 is the answer plus with deductible. Okay, so the 4260 plus with deductible 1500, and the final answer is 5760. Okay, okay, I should write RM actually. Okay, so okay, I'll just write one more baris. So cost borne by Helen, cost borne by Helen, cost yang tanggung oleh Helen adalah RM 5760. This is the answer. Okay. Okay, what if they ask for company? Okay, if they ask for company, you will also take 29900 minus 1500. But the next step is 28400 times with 85%. And after you times with 85%, that's all. Sudah siap already. Kalau dia nak company punya lah. Because company punya step dia macam ni, right? So you need to hafal this. Okay? Yeah, you kena hafal ni. Okay? Every medical insurance question, you will need to know this baru boleh jawab. Okay, these two. Okay, so just hafal saja dia punya step. Okay, tak susah pun nak hafal kan? So just remember, memorize it. Okay, I'll continue to question number 8. So let's read the question. Julia sells food online. Okay, on Monday she sells X curry puff and Y cupcakes. So X represents number of curry puff, Y represents number of cupcake. Table 5 shows information about her sales on Monday. Number 1, total number of curry puff, which is X, and cupcake sold is at most 40. So X plus Y at most smaller equals. So dia sudah tulis, betul lah. And then the number of curry puff sold is less than 30. Curry puff is X, right? So X sold less than 30. So X less than 30 and the other line bawah. Yeah, because kalau less than, there's no line here. Okay, next one. The minimum, okay, minimum, the symbol have to be bigger or equals. Minimum means dia punya simbol adalah besar atau sama dengan. So minimum number of cupcake sold is 10. Okay, cupcake, they use Y represents number of cupcake. And they say minimum is 10. Sekurang-kurangnya 10. So kalau sekurang-kurangnya 10 means dia kena lebih atau sama dengan 10. Okay, because minimum 10 mah, it means you cannot be less than 10. It has to be 10 atau lebih. Okay, 10 or more. So Y has to be greater or equals 10. Okay, so sudah siap. Now we can do A. Write a linear inequality that represents condition 3. Okay, I sudah buat already. So I'll just write it again here. Okay, now for B. Hence, on the diagram in the answer space, complete the graph to represent the linear inequalities that relate to Julia's sale. X bigger 0, Y bigger 0, shade the region that satisfy all of these linear inequalities. So they want us to shade the region, right? And also they say X bigger 0, Y bigger 0. Because X, Y represents number of curry puff and number of cupcakes. So dia punya quantity must be positive. It means later when you shade the region, it must be X bigger positive, Y bigger positive. So everything is in the first quadrant lah. But before I start to shade the region, I have to make sure I have all these 3 lines first. First line being X plus Y equals 50. Next line being X equals 30. And the next line is Y equals 10. So basically what I did is I just change all this symbol. I change it to equal. Okay. Why change to equal? Because I want to get the line first. Okay. Saya nak dapatkan garisan dia. Okay. That's why you change to equal. Okay. Then what about the bigger, smaller? Okay, this one when you lorek baru you tengok. When you try to shade the region, then baru you tengok dia punya symbol bigger or smaller. Okay. Okay, so the first line x plus y equals 50. This line is a sengit line. Kalau dia ada y ada x, it means dia sengit punya garisan. Okay, dia sengit punya garisan. And then kalau dia ada x sahaja. Okay, kalau ada x ada y, then it's sengit punya line. Tapi kalau dia x equals number, y equals number, then it's tak ada sengit. For x equals 30, the garisan will be straight macam ni. Because x equals 30 means dia akan potong x-axis dekat 30. So it's like potong x-axis at 30. So it will be straight line, vertical line. Y equals 10 will be a horizontal line. Okay, this one will be a sengit line. And if you look at the diagram, they actually draw for us already. The x plus y equals 50. So yang ni dia dah lukis dah, right? But actually, if they never draw for me this one, contoh lah, kalau example dia tak lukis for me this line, I have to lukis myself and I have to find coordinate. I have to cari dua point. Usually, you ganti x kosong, y kosong, and then dapat point, and then plot the point, and then sambung the garisan. Okay, kalau dia tak lukis for me lah. But this one, they already lukis for me already, so I don't have to do those steps. Okay. So why you should find the 2 points is because the line is sengit. Okay, yeah, it's a sengit line. If it's a sengit line, you should cari point. But if it's this case, x equals 30, this one, you don't have to cari point. You don't have to cari two coordinate because x equals 30 is a vertical line that passes through x-axis at 30. So all you need to do is just go x-axis, cari 30, and then draw a straight, and then draw a vertical line. Okay, that's why you don't need to find points. It's just a vertical line. Tapi before you draw, you have to always double check whether you have to use solid line or dash line. Okay. Dash line means garisan yang putus-putus. Okay. So x equals 30. So macam mana nak tahu solid line or dash line? You have to look at the inequality symbol. Kalau bawah ada line, then kita kena guna solid line. Tapi kalau bawah sini tak ada line, you have to do dash line ataupun dotted line. So you have to do dotted line and it will be a vertical line passing through x-axis at 30. So this is the equation x equals 30 macam ni. Okay. You kena guna garisan putus-putus sebab dia tak ada line sini. Okay, so this line done, this line done. The last line y equals 10. Okay, ini pun tak payah cari point. You don't have to find two coordinates because this is a horizontal line, right? Everyone knows how to draw a horizontal line. Just put a ruler there and just draw it. Okay, even kindergarten student can do it. You don't need to cari point. You only have to find 2 points when your equation is like ada x ada y. Because when your equation ada x ada y, then your line will be like sengit macam ni ataupun sengit macam ni. Then you have to cari point already. You have to find points, the exact coordinate, so that you can join them. Okay, so that you can sambung them. But y equals 10 is just go to y-axis, cari 10, and then draw a horizontal line. But before you draw, always ask yourself whether to use solid line or dash line. So check So dekat sini dia ada buat garisan bawah line kan? So you will use solid line. So solid line means garisan yang tak putus-putus lah. So yang tak putus-putus means like this. Just draw a straight line like this. Okay. Okay, make sure you write the equation y equals 10. This equation have to write sangat penting. Ya, kalau you tak tulis equation nanti when you lorek nanti susah nak lorek sebab nanti bila you lorek you kena tengok siapa atas siapa bawah kan. So if you tak label dia punya equation nanti you will forget siapa atas siapa bawah. So nanti you buat salah lah. Okay, so now we have to shade the region. Okay, now we will focus on the inequality punya symbol. Sekarang baru kita tengok yang bigger, smaller tu. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the first one. Bigger or smaller? Smaller. Okay. But actually, you have to make sure the y is positive first. If the y is negative, you tak boleh tengok tau. You have to pin. If let's say this one negative lah, you have to pindah to the other side and you have to tengok from the other side. It means you have to reversekan you punya symbol already. Kalau you punya y negative. Tapi kalau y positive boleh terus tengok. So smaller. It means you have to ambil bawah garisan. It means this one. It means that you have to ambil, the region will be below this line. X plus y equals 50, ambil bawah. So x plus y 50 is this line, right? So kalau ambil bawah means your region is here, could be here, 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 here. Bawah. Okay, please don't tell me here. Here is not possible because I thought they sudah mention sini x has to be bigger 0, y bigger 0. So dia punya limit mesti macam ni, sampai sini saja. Faham kan? Because everything is in first quadrant, tak ada negative. So far, this 4 region is for the first one. Okay, but you cannot shade now. Tak boleh lorek sekarang. You have to check the second one and the third one also, and then take the overlap. Take the overlap. Okay, the next one, number of curry puffs sold is less than 30. X less than 30 kan? So you have to look at this symbol. So bigger or smaller? Okay, tadi saya kata kena check y positive dulu kan. But what if your inequality tak ada y? Then you tengok from x lah. And the x is already positive, so boleh terus tengok is smaller, right? So which line is x equals 30? This one, right? So if this vertical line, kalau smaller, you kena ambil sebelah kiri. You have to ambil the left side, right? So where's the overlap region? It's here and here lah. So these two I will erase already. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Because at the first one, okay, because when you do x smaller than 30, you ambil sini kan. So yang overlap dengan tadi is this one and this one lah. Okay, so only these two left. Now we check for the third one. Y bigger or equals 10. So this is the line, but they say bigger, right? So bigger means ambil bahagian atas garisan. So when you ambil atas means you will erase yang ini lah. So the only region left here is this. It means this is the overlap. Yeah, this region is the overlap, this trapezium. So now you just use your ruler, use a ruler to shade this region. And when you shade, make sure you be very careful here. You don't go and shade until outside here. Cannot one. Okay. Yeah, because I told you already the x has to be bigger 0, y also have to be bigger 0. So that's the answer. Okay, I think I'm done with this question. So that's all right. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's do number 9. Diagram 5 shows a equilateral triangle ABC drawn on the Cartesian plane. Wait, what is equilateral triangle? Segi tiga sama sisi. So it means that the equilateral triangle is tiga side dia sama panjang and the angle will be 60. Yeah, because kalau tiga side sama, the sudut, the angle will be sama also. And since the jumlah sudut is 180, so 180 divided 360 lah. Okay. Okay, next one they say PQR are midpoint of line BC, AC, AB respectively. So P is the midpoint of BC. Let's check. E midpoint of BC. Okay, ngam. So it means this one sama lah. Okay. And point Q is the midpoint of AC. Q is the midpoint of AC, right? So this one and this one sama, right? But since this is an equilateral triangle, it means that the whole AC panjang and the whole BC panjang is same, right? So the half of it will be same also. So actually I can just buat macam ni, and then R is the midpoint of AB, so same lah. Okay, it means this panjang all same. Okay, now A says state whether triangles APB and BQC are congruent. Justify your answer. Okay, first I need to explain to you what is congruent. If you don't know the meaning, you can't do this question, right? So what is congruent? Congruent means, okay, to make it easy to understand, congruent means same size, same size, and same shape. Okay. So what is congruent? Same size and same shape. Okay. So usually kalau dia bagi triangle ataupun quadrilateral ataupun any shape lah. Okay. Macam mana kita nak tahu dia same size and same shape? Okay. If they give you a polygon like a triangle or pentagon or whatever shape they give you lah, and you want to check whether they are same size, same shape, you can look for the corresponding angle, okay, corresponding lines, corresponding length lah, okay. Yeah, I should write corresponding sides and corresponding angles, okay, actually I should write all. So all corresponding angles are equal. It means that all the sisi sepadan and all the sudut sepadan kena sama. Because when all corresponding side and corresponding side angles are equal, that means they are same size and same shape lah. That means they are congruent. Okay. So that's how we determine kalau nak tahu dua shape ni congruent or not. So let's determine where is a triangle APB and BQC first. So I'll use a highlighter APB. So APB. This is the first one. Next one is BQC. So BQC. Okay. Okay. So how do we know whether it's a congruent or not? We check the what do we call it? We check all the corresponding sides and corresponding angles, right? But actually you don't need to check all corresponding side, all corresponding angle. Okay, you can just check the sides. Okay, let me show you these notes here. Okay, this is from your textbook. Okay, yeah, this is from your textbook. This is taken from the textbook. So you can see here, it says properties of triangle congruency. So when it satisfies the side SSS property, when the length of corresponding side are equal, means when you have three corresponding side equal, they are automatic congruent. This is the symbol for congruent. Okay, and then SAS also same, it will be congruent. So you can prove using this property. Okay, SSS, SAS, ASA, AAS, AAA, SSA. But for the AAA, SSA, you have to check the area. Okay, yeah, when three corresponding angle are equal, they might not, they can be congruent, but they might not be congruent also. You have to check the area. Okay, for AAA and SSA. So I think you can do this question by using any of these four. Okay, but the easiest one to determine is the SSS lah, right? So what we can do now to show that they are congruent, so what we can do here is we can try to look at the side lah. Okay, try to look at the side. Okay, okay, so this is a triangle. So apa yang kita tahu for sure? Apa yang kita tahu for sure? Wait, why it keeps on disappearing? Okay, so what is apa yang kita tahu for sure? So state whether congruent. So we can see that yang kita tahu AB punya panjang. Okay, so AB punya panjang is same with BC. Okay, kenapa sama is because they said this is an equilateral triangle. So the outside panjang mesti sama tiga-tiga, right? And we also know that this short pendek punya side BP will match with QC. Okay, and kenapa? I label already mah. I put like this already. What this means? It means sama panjang lah. BP QC. And then the last line yang sama is AP. Okay. So AP is from A tarik tengah kan? Tarik tengah. Ini pun B tarik tengah also. So the AP and BQ punya panjang also will be same, right? And since all these three sides same, then you can say they are congruent already. You don't have to check for the angles already. Okay. Of course, if you want to check for all corresponding side, all corresponding angle boleh juga. But according to the notes there, I show you already, when it satisfies the SSS property, when all the lengths corresponding sides are equal, they will be automatic, the angle will be equal also. Yeah, it means they will automatic be congruent. Maksudnya kalau tiga-tiga side tiga-tiga corresponding side sudah sama, then you boleh cakap dia congruent dah. Because kalau tiga-tiga corresponding side sama, then all the corresponding angle pun akan automatic ikut sama juga. So now we can write the answer. We can say congruent. Okay. So state whether congruent. So we can say congruent. Congruent. Okay. Okay. Justify your answer. So we can write congruent. Because triangle APB. This is the symbol for triangle. Triangle APB. And triangle BQC satisfies means follow lah, follow the side probability. Okay, side SSS. Okay, property. So this is the answer. Okay, so yeah, sudah siap. Let's do B. Okay, B, dia kata triangle PQR is the image of triangle ABC under a single transformation. Describe fully the transformation. Okay, I will erase this one first. So now they want you to determine the transformation. Okay, so we all know this one all sama already. Okay, so now it says PQR is image of ABC. Okay, where's PQR? Let's draw it out. So PQR is this one, P to Q, Q to R, R back to P. And then they say this one is image, right? So image. And then of ABC. So ABC is the object. So object is the big one. Okay. So object is the big one. Okay. It means this one, object. And then it says here, describe fully the transformation. Okay lah, confirm enlargement lah. Because there's only 4 transformation. Translation, reflection, rotation, enlargement. Translasi, pantulan, putaran, pembesaran. And kalau dia punya size object and size image tak sama, confirm it will be enlargement. Confirm. Because enlargement is the only transformation yang boleh affect dia punya size. Okay. So confirm is enlargement. So I can straight away describe already. So the transformation is enlargement. But if you tulis macam ni, you tak dapat full mark. Yeah, you tak dapat full mark. The full mark is 3 marks. If you want to get the full 3 marks, you have to mention two things. For enlargement, you have to mention two things. You have to mention about the center and also the scale factor. So enlargement ada dua perkara penting yang you always kena mention. Center of enlargement and the scale factor. Okay. So I'll just write enlargement center at, and then later I have to find out the enlargement center, and then I also have to find out the scale factor. So with scale factor of, and then nanti kita carilah scale factor dia. Okay. If you want to write in bahasa Melayu can also. Pembesaran pada pusat bla 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 dengan faktor skala bla 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 macam tu. Okay, let's find the enlargement center. Okay, how do you find enlargement center? Okay, for enlargement center you don't need to use compass one. No need to use jangka lukis one. You just guna pembaris lukis line saja. But you have to join the corresponding point. So for example, P and A is corresponding. So you join. Okay. Oh, and by the way, the object and image is terbalik already. It means they sudah inverted. It means the image is inverted. And dia sudah terbalik. So kalau terbalik, so actually P dia punya apa corresponding point for P is A. Okay. And then C kawan dia mana? Kawan dia bukan Q tau. Because it's like the whole thing inverted already. Whole thing terbalik already. So C sebenarnya dia punya point yang sepadan dengan C is R. Sepadan means corresponding. Okay, so B join with Q like this. Right? Yeah, because the whole thing inverted already. That's why it's like this. Okay. Let me see. Okay, correct lah. Okay, so now we can determine the enlargement center. So the enlargement center is at the intersection here lah. So we can baca this is 3, 2. So the pembesaran pusat is 3, 2 center. Okay, the scale factor, how to find? Okay, scale factor ada satu formula. Length of image divide the length of object. This is the scale factor formula. Okay. Okay, so how do we find the length of image? Hey, don't forget the image is like kecil punya. The small one is the image, the red color one. Okay. But it's very hard to calculate the panjang here because it's like, okay, let me remove this line. Let me remove this line and let me zoom in. Okay, let me zoom in. So if you realize it's very difficult to calculate the bilangan here because it's like dia letak dekat sini tau. And it's not in the middle tau. Dia macam middle tapi bukan middle. Okay. Same with here also, this Q. It's like middle but it's not middle. It's like, I don't know, like put tapi dia keluar sikit macam ni. And this point also susah nak baca tau. Because you see there's like a small gap here. Okay, there's a small gap here. Okay. It's like setengah but it's not setengah. Okay. So it's like same with this point, right? So of course we can take length of image bagi length of object. So of course we can take the panjang here, okay, bahagi panjang sini, right? But the problem is it's very like we can't calculate the panjang here, right? So what we can do is I will do it another way. I'll find the panjang AC, okay, but the AC have to tulis bawah because this one is the object, right? And what would be the corresponding side? PQ. Understand, right? Because this is you have to bahagi dengan corresponding side. Okay. So AC, the corresponding side is bahagi dengan PQ lah. Okay. Ataupun you boleh cakap PR pun boleh. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, let me think. This one C with actually it's PR lah, guys. Yeah, the corresponding side is PR because the whole thing inverted already, right? So actually it's PR punya panjang. Okay, PR punya panjang bahagi AC, image bahagi object. Okay, this one is the corresponding. Okay, so this three side I know it will be sama panjang one, right? But macam mana kita nak tahu panjang sini? Susah nak kira kan? Tengok, it's so difficult to kira because this point is like, tengok dia duduk macam bukan middle tapi macam middle tapi bukan middle. So how do you calculate? Okay, very easy. Let me show you how I do it. Imagine this thing. Imagine this thing. You flip atas. So when you flip atas, I will use blue color. So what happens when you flip atas? Bila you flip atas, dia jadi macam ni. Dia jadi macam ini. Dia jadi macam ni, macam ni, macam ni. Betul? Kalau you flip atas. Okay. So kalau you flip atas, so this is your image, right? And it means this panjang jadi sini, and then this panjang jadi sini, this panjang, yeah, this is everything flip atas lah. Okay. So now tell me, what is the panjang of what is the panjang for PR bahagi AC? So PR when you flip it becomes AR, right? Betul lah. PR when you flip atas jadi AR, right? So the AR panjang I don't know, but I have to bahagi dengan AC, right? And since the AC sama panjang dengan AB, eh, okay, betul lah. PR bahagi AC, right? And I know the PR panjang when I is same with the AR because imagine you flip atas macam ni, right? So it's same with AR bahagi dengan AC. AC is here, right? But I know AC is same with AB. Okay, AB. So now you can actually know the answer already is 1/2. Because AR punya panjang walaupun saya tak tahu, but I know AR is the half of AB. Yeah, because AB, because they mentioned R is the midpoint, right? And sini sama. So definitely when you bahagi, the scale factor will give you 1/2. Okay. But of course, you have to consider the image, terbalik. The image and object terbalik, inverted. So you have to put negative, negative, negative. And this negative the indicates uh, the object and image is terbalik. And also when the scale factor negative, the object and image will be at the opposite side of the center. Okay. Macam tu. Okay. So that is why the answer is -1/2. Okay. I hope you understand lah. So now I'll go back to the soalan here and write the scale factor -1/2. And I recommend you show this in the working space. Means you show the working. Okay. Yeah, because they will look at the working when they give dia when bila dia bagi markah. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's do number 10. So let's read the question. Puan Ilham's total annual income in the year 2022 was 69200. So this is the annual income, satu tahun punya income. Table 6.1 shows information that relates to the calculation of Puan Ilham's income tax. So this one is definitely which chapter? Tax punya chapter, cukai, form 5 bab 4, cukai. And this one is under income tax. Okay, so let me give you the notes for income tax first. So what is the step to calculate income tax? Apa step dia? So we have step 1. Step 1, you will take your chargeable income ataupun dalam bahasa Melayu pendapatan bercukai minus with the tax exemption minus with the tax relief. Okay, minus with tax and minus tax relief, right? This one is equal. Silap boleh. Silap. So first step is to calculate chargeable income, you have to take the total income. Total annual income. And then minus with tax exemption. And then minus with tax relief. Okay. This is the step 1. Okay. Tax relief also. And then step 2 is you refer the jadual ataupun refer the table. Okay. And when you refer table, you will get two things. When you refer table, first you will get the base tax and you will get the balance. Ataupun dalam bahasa Melayu, when you baca jadual, you dapat dia punya cukai dasar and cukai baki. Okay. And the table they will give you one. This table. Yeah. Okay. This is the tax rate punya table. Nanti later I'll teach you how to baca the jadual. Okay. So for now I'll tell you the whole concept first. Okay. Step 2, dapat base tax and balance. And then step 3 is to take the base tax plus with the balance tax, okay, which you get from the table. Yeah, this base and balance you dapat ni daripada table. You minus with rebate. Okay. And when you do that, the answer that is the income tax lah. Okay. After you do all this, then you get the income tax. Okay. Okay, let's talk about rebate. There's two types of rebate. First type of rebate is when your chargeable income does not exceed 35,000, tidak melebihi 35,000, dia boleh dapat rebate 400. Okay. Yeah. And then another type of rebate is zakat ataupun fitrah. Okay. So yang ini awak kena hafal. This one you have to memorize. This one no need to memorize because this one they will mention it in the soalan. Like the zakat they will mention, dia akan bagi tahu ni dekat soalan. Tapi yang ini dia tak bagi tahu dekat soalan. This 400, this one you have to check yourself. They will not tell you in the question one. You have to check yourself. And if the chargeable income tak melebihi does not exceed 35,000, you have to minus 400 here. Okay. So yeah. Okay. All right. So this is the whole concept. Actually, there is one more step now. Step 4. It's called the PCB. Okay. But not all question ada tanya PCB. Okay. And soalan ni I sudah baca, I think tak ada tanya PCB ya. So that one tak payahlah. Tapi ada juga soalan yang akan tanya pasal PCB. Okay. Then ada lagi satu step lah. Okay, but this one don't have, so I will not talk about that. Okay, so sekarang kita tengok table. So dia bagi tax relief, dia bagi tax exemption, dia bagi tax rebate. So we all know tax rebate, you will use it in step 3. And then tax relief, tax exemption, you do it step 1. Okay. So now we can baca A sini. Puan Ilham calculates her chargeable income by subtracting, means tolak, minus minus the total amount in table 6.1 from her total annual income. Is her calculation step correct? Explain. Okay, what she wants to calculate now? She wants to calculate chargeable income, pendapatan bercukai. And the formula I write here already. It's a total annual income minus exemption minus relief. The total annual income is 69200. So minus with this, right? But here it says what? One Ilham calculates her chargeable income by subtracting the total amount in table 6.1. So she go and subtract the total amount of all three here. And they're asking you, is her calculation step correct? Explain. So the answer is no lah. No. Okay. So I'll just say wrong. Ataupun you can say not correct. Okay, I think it's better if I write not correct. So I'll just say not correct. Tak betul. Tak betul. Salah. Salah. And dia suruh kata jelaskan, explain. So why? So because, okay, because kerana Puan Ilham tak perlu tolak rebate cukai. Okay, because if you write in English, Puan Ilham does not need to subtract. Does not need to subtract. Subtract means minus. Subtract tax rebate. Does not need to subtract tax rebate to calculate chargeable income. Okay. Ya, untuk kira pendapatan bercukai, kita tak perlu tolak rebate. Okay. So that's why it's wrong lah to minus this. Okay. Okay, so that is the answer. Sudah siap. Okay, let's do B. Hence, by using table 6.2, individual income tax rate for assessment year of 2022, calculate income tax that Puan Ilham needs to pay for the year. So this table is the table for the income tax rate. So before we refer the table, step 1 dulu lah. Sebab dia nak cari income tax, right? Calculate income tax. So we have to follow this step. Step 1, step 2, step 3. So let's do step 1 now. Step 1 is calculate chargeable income. Okay. So I will write my working here. So for B, first I need to calculate my chargeable income. Sometimes you call it taxable income. Okay, but it's the same thing lah. Chargeable income, taxable income, maksud dia sama. Okay, dia adalah pendapatan bercukai. So how do we calculate that? Okay, jangan tengok table dulu. Sekarang kita buat step 1. So total income minus exemption minus relief. Total income 69200 minus with exemption and relief. Exemption, this one lah, these two lah, relief, exemption. So 18500 470. 18500 470. So tekan semua ni dapat RM. Okay, this is not the answer, but you will get 50230 here. And what is this? This is the chargeable income. Okay. Okay, the next step, what is step number 2? Tengok table, right? So I write here already, refer table, dapatkan you punya base tax and balance tax. Ataupun dalam bahasa Melayu, dapatkan cukai dasar and cukai baki. Right? Okay, so now I'll teach you how to baca the table. So first you will look at this column. So this column, it says chargeable income. So your chargeable income is 502230. So it belongs to this bracket. Yeah, 50,000 to 70,000. Okay, so kita tak tengok yang ni. So we tengok yang bawah ni, 50230. And we only focus on these three values. This one, and this one. Yang lain semua tak payah tengok. Right? So you only focus on this, and this. Okay. Oh, by the way, this 13 is for yang bawah punya. Yang berikut. Okay, so after you focus on these three values, you can dapat your cukai dasar already. Cukai dasar means the base tax. Okay. So I'll write here the base tax. Okay. Base tax in bahasa Melayu is cukai dasar, and the base tax is what? So you can see here on the first 50,000 ringgit, the cukai is 1,800. So that is the cukai dasar lah. That is the base tax. Okay. And then how to get the balance? The cukai baki. Okay. This 1,800 is untuk 50,000 pertama on the first 50,000. Okay. So yang berikutnya, yang balance, it has to be 13%. So what I have to do is I have to take 50230, okay, the total chargeable income minus with 50,000. Yeah, because for the 50,000 pertama saya sudah bayar already. That's the cukai dasar. Okay, so to get the cukai baki, the balance, you have to tolak dengan 50,000 yang pertama and then darab dengan 13%. So sekarang you faham kan kenapa saya cakap fokus 3 nilai ni saja. We only look at these 3 values. Yeah, the rest all is like tak guna kan. It's useless. So we only tengok 3 ni, then cukup dah untuk kita buat untuk cari dia punya base tax and balance. Right? Okay, sekarang kita tekan ini lah. So when you tekan all this, what do you get? Let me press. Minus 50k and then times 0.13. Okay, I got 230.13. But it's not the answer, of course. This is just the balance tax. So now I have to calculate the income tax, right? So this is when I do the step 3 lah. Step 3. So you can tengok balik step 3. To calculate income tax is take the base tax plus balance tax minus rebate. Ataupun ambil cukai dasar tambah cukai baki tolak dengan rebate. So cukai dasar dia 1,800. Cukai baki 230.13 tolak dengan rebate. Okay. So ada berapa jenis rebate? 2 jenis. So first we have to check is whether the chargeable income is ada tak dia lebih 35,000, right? So your chargeable income how much? 50,000, 50,000 lebih. This one you only get the rebate minus 400 when your chargeable income tidak melebihi 35,000, does not exceed. Okay, this one sudah exceed already. So this guy tak layak, dia tak layak dapat rebate 400. Okay, is not eligible for the 400 ringgit. So tak ada dapat rebate ni. Then what about zakat? Okay, I told you already, zakat you tak payah hafal because kalau ada, dia akan mention dekat soalan. So you read the whole question, ada tak you nampak perkataan zakat sini? Tak ada kan? So it means tak ada lah. So it means tak ada rebate lah. So minus kosong lah. So that's all. Okay. But make sure in exam you check for both. Yeah, you check for both. Okay. Dua-dua pun kena check. So that's why kena hafal lah dia punya step. Okay, so calculate this, you get the answer. So my answer is 2030.13. But I think I made a mistake lah. Sebab tak sama dengan... Wait, mana saya buat salah? 1800 Okay, yang ni saya silap tekan lah. 250,230 minus 50,000. Okay, I silap here. Yeah, I silap tekan lah. My working correct. It's just I silap tekan. So this one is 29.9. Okay. Yeah, the working is correct. It's just that when I tekan calculator tadi, maybe I silap tekan some numbers. So this one is 29.90. So when you plus, you will get 569.90. Wait, let me try. Wait. Dia ada rebate kan? Oh my god. Saya mabuk. Okay, sorry. Dia ada rebate mah sini. Okay, ada rebate. Oh my god, I can't believe I said dia tak mention rebate. Sorry. Okay, because I've been doing maths question for a whole day already, so it's like my mind is like want to pecah already. So sorry. Dia kan ada cakap rebate sini. Oh my god, what am I doing? Okay, sorry. So this should be 29.9. Okay. Tapi kena tolak dengan rebate lah. And dia ada rebate. Ada rebate 1260. Okay. So tulis je lah 1260. And I'm sure this one is the zakat. This 1260 is the zakat. Walaupun dia tak bagi tahu, saya tahu confirm dia zakat. Because dia tak dapat yang ni pun. He never get the 400 rebate. Okay. Dia tak layak. Okay. So the only possibility is this has to be the zakat. Okay, confirm it must be the zakat. So sekarang baru kita tekan. So now I tekan 1800 plus 29.9 minus 1260. Okay, dapat dah jawapan betul. So the answer is 569.9. But make sure you write RM. So this is the answer. Okay, 569.90. So that's the income tax. Okay, done. Okay, now we masuk bahagian B. So bahagian B dia kata jawab semua soalan 11A. State two types of financial goal. Dua jenis matlamat kewangan. So what are the two types of financial goal? So short term and long term lah. Yeah, short term and long term. Okay. You have short term financial goal and long term financial goal. Okay. So this is under Form 4 Chapter 10. Yeah, the financial management. Pengurusan kewangan punya chapter. Okay, so B, table 7 shows Encik Rashid monthly financial plan. So this one is for 1 month. Dia bagi active income, passive income, monthly fixed expenses, housing loan. Okay, ini semua expenses lah. Fixed expenses. This one all fixed expenses. Perbelanjaan tetap. And then monthly variable expenses, these are all perbelanjaan tak tetap. Right? Okay, so now number 1 says what? Based on table 7, determine Encik Rashid's cash flow and state the type of cash flow. So I will do it up here. Dia nak cari apa? Cash flow. Okay, cash flow in bahasa Melayu is called aliran tunai. And other formula, what is the formula? The formula is take the total income minus the total expenses. Okay, so what's the total income? 4322 plus 500, and then minus with all the expenses. 900 minus 600 minus 200 minus 180 minus 550 minus 350 minus 200. So tekan semua ni dapatlah dia punya cash flow. So the answer is 1842. RM 1842. Okay. And I always teach my own student, I always tell them after kira the cash flow, make sure you book up bracket and write down whether it's a positive cash flow or negative cash flow. If it's positive, you just write positive cash flow. Okay, positive cash flow. Okay, now it says state the type of cash flow. So positive cash flow lah. Yeah, the answer is yeah, I already read it here. That's the answer. Okay, let me tell you another word for positive cash flow. So when the cash flow is positive, okay, positive cash flow is positive, we can use this word surplus. Okay, but when your cash flow is negative, there's another word for it. We can say deficit. Okay, yeah. So this one, he will have a surplus of cash flow, positive cash flow. Okay, yeah. So this is another word to write it. Okay, so that's the A1 answer. So let's have. Now let's do number 2. Okay, number 2 I'll write up here. Okay, let's read the question. Encik Rashid has a financial goal of saving enough money to get married within a year. So want to get married in a year, he needs 10850 to pay the dowry and 13,000 as the expenses for the event. So dia kena save ini amount dengan ini amount lah. So A, calculate the difference between monthly savings needed by Encik Rashid to achieve his financial goal and the amount of cash flow in B1. So the keyword here is difference, right? So kalau dia nak cari difference means nak cari beza lah. Beza means kena ambil besar tolak kecil, right? Besar tolak kecil. So we already know confirm the savings is not enough. Yeah, it's not enough because they said calculate the difference between savings needed. So it means like he need more lah. So it's like kita sudah tahu ya dia memang ni tak cukup duit. Okay, it means the savings is not enough for, in 1 year. In 1 year is not enough to pay for this, right? And we need to my job now is to calculate the difference. Okay, so difference between monthly savings okay, so dia nak difference between monthly savings needed and the goal, right? Okay, so what is the goal? Let's find out the goal first. So the goal is okay, dia nak save berapa? 10850 and 13,000. But this one is for one year, right? So 10850 plus with 13K. But this one is for 1 year, right? And later you have to find the difference in 1 month. Monthly savings needed. Yeah. So you have to divide 12. Okay. So tekan ini dapatlah jawapan. But it's not the final answer. Okay, but we tekan first. Okay, I got 11925. It means in 1 month. Oh my god, I silap. Okay, it's 1987.5. I silap tekan. Sorry. So 1987.5. So this is the goal, okay, in 1 month lah. Okay. If you want to save in 1 year, it's like 13,000 plus 10850. And to achieve this goal in 1 year, satu bulan dia kena save ini amount. But you can see that the cash flow yang extra duit yang extra tu tak cukup pun. Right? It's tak cukup. So we can say the difference, okay, difference, the beza is equivalent to besar tolak kecil 1987.5 minus with 1842. And you can calculate the difference and you will get 145.50. Okay, let me double check with the calculator. Okay, yeah, 145.5. Yes. So what the soalan tanya? The soalan ask for what? Calculate the difference between savings needed and the goal and the amount of cash flow in B1. Okay, that's the answer. Okay, let's do B. Hence, suggest two changes that Encik Rashid should make to his monthly financial plan as shown in table 7 in order to achieve his financial goal. So we already know he cannot achieve his goal because his cash flow is less than the required savings. Okay. So apa yang kita kena buat? Kita kena suggest dua cara untuk dia for him to how to say? For him to achieve the goal lah. So apa yang kita boleh mention? Okay, kita boleh mention uh, reduce ataupun kurangkan dia punya expenses lah. So we can kurangkan the expenses, or you can also mention increase the income. Okay, increase the passive income. Okay, because when you increase income, your cash flow will get higher, right? Or you can also say reduce, kurangkan expenses, kurangkan perbelanjaan. Because when your expenses jadi sikit, then your cash flow jadi tinggi lah. So, but it's better to write reduce expenses, right? So what you can write here is just write reduce expenses. Kurangkan perbelanjaan. Okay, but if you look at the expenses, we have fixed expenses and variable expenses. So you cannot reduce the fixed expenses because fixed expenses is perbelanjaan yang tetap. Ini semua yang you kena bayar kan. If you tak bayar, then you will lose the, like for example, house loan. If you tak bayar, you will lose your house. Same with the car and the insurance, right? So perbelanjaan tetap is perbelanjaan yang fix. Kita tak boleh kurangkan. But variable expenses, you can control. You can control. Yeah, you can control. So what you can do is you reduce the expenses. So we can choose the amount yang paling tinggi sini. So yang mana expenses yang paling tinggi? Food and drinks, right? 550 for 1 month. Huh? So I would just say reduce food and drinks. Food and drinks expenses. Okay, kurangkan perbelanjaan makanan dan minuman. Okay, okay. Another change you can make is you can also see that the petrol expenses is also very tinggi, right? So you can also say reduce petrol expenses. Okay, reduce petrol expenses. Okay. Okay, I'm looking at the schema. The schema actually says reduce petrol expenses by using public transport. So yeah, you can write that also. Okay, by using public transport. Because when you use public transport, you don't have to pay for the petrol, right? Okay, another way to write is you can also mention about like tambah income, passive income. Okay, you can say like, okay, maybe work as part-time, something like that. Work as part-time to increase income. Or maybe you can say uh, online business. Okay, make an online business to increase the passive income or any suggestion lah. Okay, basically any answer yang boleh increase you punya cash flow, they will accept. Okay, okay, sudah siap. That is the answer. Okay, let's move on. Number 12. Okay, number 12. This is which chapter? This is, I think, is a measures of dispersion for group data. Yeah. Sukatan serakan untuk data terkumpul. How I know is data terkumpul is because I nampak this one. Okay. Ini semua kita panggil selang kelas. Selang kelas. In English, we call it the class interval. So, bila ada selang class interval, then it's a group data. So it's a Form 5 chapter. Table 8 shows the total expenditure of customer at the supermarket on 2 different days. So total expenditure RM. So ini semua RM. And then first day, the bilangan customer, okay, 3, 5 and so on. And then second day, okay, boleh. And then based on table 8, Number one, state the size of class interval and the range of data. So dia nak cari dua benda, size of class and the range. Okay, how to calculate size of class? Okay, you look at the class and you tentukan dia punya size lah. Okay, tapi you tak boleh ambil 89 minus 80. Okay. Okay, this is a common mistake. Student will do like that. They will take 89 minus 80 and then they will get 9 and then they will say the size is 9. Salah, bukan macam tu. So, to calculate the size of class, the best way to do it is to use the formula. Okay, there is a formula to calculate size of class. You take the upper boundary minus with the lower boundary. Okay, dalam bahasa Melayu, sempadan atas tolak sempadan bawah. Okay, and you can choose any class here, by the way. Yeah, because all these class have the same size. So I'll just, let's say I just choose this one. Okay. So how to determine the size of this class? Use the upper boundary minus lower boundary. So the upper boundary will be 99 plus with 100 divide 2, which is 99.5. Ini dia punya upper boundary, sempadan atas. And then the lower boundary is 90 plus 89. Because that's how you find lower boundary. You ambil nombor kecil, dekat class 2, nombor kecil, tambah with the last number divide 2. So you get 89.5. So this is the sempadan bawah, lower boundary. And then you minus. Okay. So the size of class will be 99.5 minus 89.5 and it gives you 10. So the size of class is 10. Okay, what if you use this class? What if you take this class punya upper boundary minus lower boundary? Same lah, you get 10 also. You get 10 also. Okay, yeah, because all the class same size one. Okay, okay, next one. They want to find range. Range is Julat and the Julat formula is maximum value minus minimum value. Okay. Okay, I should write here. So the range formula is maximum maximum value minus minimum value. Tapi kalau dia group data, you have to take the midpoint. Yeah, you have to take the midpoint of the highest class and the midpoint of the lowest class. Because kalau group data dia ada selang class, right? So kalau dia ada selang class, then how do we know the maximum? So the correct way is to take the midpoint. Okay. So I will just write here range equals to find the midpoint of the highest class minus the midpoint of the lowest class. Okay. Kalau group data lah, kalau dia ada class. Okay. So the midpoint for the highest class, how to find midpoint? Take the nombor kecil tambah dengan nombor besar bahagi 2. This is how you find midpoint. Same thing here, 70 plus 79 divide 2. So tekan ini semua dapat jawapan. Okay, this one when you tekan you get 134.5. This one is 74.5. And when you minus is 60. So this is the answer. Okay, number 2. Find the value of X if the total number of customer on that day is 68. Okay, where is X? So this one is X. And they say the total number of customer in that day is 68. So total jumlah sini 68. So I just take 68, tolak ini semua lah. Minus ini semua, dapatlah jawapan. So if you tekan semua ni, you get 17. Okay. So the answer is 17. Okay. That's all. Okay. Okay. But I think I should write the working, right? So I should, yeah, because it's like 2 marks. So I better write the working. 68 minus 2438, 14. 2438, 14. And then 20. And then X equals 17. Okay. So this is the answer. Okay, sekarang kita boleh jawab B. So B, they says, for this part of question, use the graph paper provided. Okay. Diagram 6 on page shows a frequency polygon drawn based on the data of the first day. Okay, first day. Using the same graph, draw a frequency polygon based on the data of the second day. Okay, so I remember the data just now, other first day, other second day, right? So they said the graph paper sudah lukis for first day. I need to draw for the second day, right? And we are drawing frequency polygon. Okay, frequency polygon dia punya x-axis kita kena guna midpoint. And then dia punya y-axis we have to use frequency. Yeah, like that, right? And one more thing, for frequency polygon, we always have to start with 0. And the last one also has to be 0. Okay. Yeah. Kalau tak, saya punya polygon nanti dia macam it's like floating atas macam ni. So you have to make sure it's 0. Okay. It means you punya polygon tu kena ada kaki lah. It has to kena ada kaki. Okay, so let's go to the graph paper and see how they draw it. Okay, so this one is for the first day lah. Okay. So I'll label it. This one is for the first day. Okay, so I'll just write here. First day. Okay, and we have to draw ourselves for the second day. So we will just look at the table, and first we have to find midpoint. Yeah, we have to find midpoint. Why? Because when you draw frequency polygon, you need to use the midpoint. Okay, okay, and the frequency I have already. This is the frequency for the second day, but we need the midpoint. Okay, so I'll just write here MP, which is midpoint, and then I find the midpoint for semua orang. So this one 74.5. Yeah, because this now I do already. And the next one midpoint will be 80 plus 89, and then divide 2, so 84.5. And then this one you get 94.5, 104.5, 114.5, 124.5, 134.5. So basically it's like, it's just, you just take the small number plus big number divide 2 lah. That's how you find midpoint. Okay, now we can start to plot the points. So bila kita lukis frequency polygon, kita kena tengok midpoint and the frequency, right? So jangan tengok frequency saja. If you tengok macam ni, nanti buat salah kan. So tengok midpoint and frequency. Dua-dua pun tengok. So you go to the midpoint later, cari 74.5 and then plot dekat 2. Okay, 74.52. So let's go. 74.52. So this is 74.5 and this is 2. So this is the point. Okay, next one. Next one is baca dua-dua. 84.5, 4. Okay, 84.5, 4. So 84.5, 4. Oops. Okay, so that's done. Okay, next one is 94.5, 3. So 94.5, 3 is 2. 2 is here, 4 is here, middle lah. So middle is here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. Next one is 104.58. 104.58. This one. Okay, done. Next one. 114.5, 14. 114.5, 14. 114.5 is here, 14 is here. Okay, next one. 124.5, 124.5, 20, and then the last one is 17. 20 and 17. So this one I have to kecilkan sikit. So 124.5, 20. Okay, 124.5 is here, 20 is here, and then the last one is 17, right? So this one is 17. Okay, this is 18, this is 16. So middle is 17. So here. Okay. Okay, now we have to join, right? But what about the 144.5 and the 64.5? This one is at 0 lah, because I told you just now already. The polygon mesti ada kaki. So you have to start with 0 and end at 0. So this one, the frequency will be 0. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so sekarang kita boleh join semua point. So use a ruler to join. This one has to join this one. You don't go and join like this. You don't join like this. Like this salah. Okay. Tak boleh, tak boleh. It has to follow one. This one has to be this one. Okay. And then yang ini join 84.5. Yang 84.5 join 94.5. Yang 94 join 104.5. And yeah. Just keep going lah. So macam ni, macam ni, macam ni. And then go down. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay. Alright. Let's continue. What else here? So B, they want you to draw a frequency polygon on the second day. So done lah. Okay. Okay, so let's write the title here. Frequency polygon. Okay, in Bahasa Melayu, we call this polygon kekerapan. Okay, yeah. So you want to write in Malay can also. Okay, alright, let's do C. C1. State the distribution shape of the total amount of expenditures of both days. Nyatakan bentuk taburan bagi jumlah perbelanjaan kedua-dua hari tersebut. So what is the bentuk taburan? Okay, let me show you my notes. Okay, okay. This is taken from the textbook. Yeah, yeah. Taken from the textbook. It's under the Form 5 chapter. Wait, yeah, Form 5 chapter. The measures of dispersion punya chapter. Sukatan serakan data terkumpul punya chapter. Okay, so this is the shape. So you have symmetric and you have skewed. Okay, but this one is for histogram, right? But actually, frequency polygon comes from histogram. So yeah, you can determine the shape also. Kalau dia bagi dalam polygon. So first is bell shape, where the polygon will look something like this, right? And then you have uniform shape, where the polygon is like how to say, seragam lah, uniform. And then right skewed is when sini pendek, and then sini tinggi, and then slowly become pendek, right? Left skewed is dia punya paling apa? Dia yang paling kanan sini tinggi sikit, and then dia naik paling tinggi, and then slowly turun, right? So this is the shape, right? So now we can go back to the soalan, and we can check what shape is the first day, right? So what is the shape of first day? Okay, first day is which one? First day is this one, right? Second day is this one, huh? This one is second day. So you can see that the first day is like, here is kosong, and then naik sikit, naik lagi, and then sini, this is when dia paling tinggi, and then slowly turun, 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 turun. So you can see that the middle one, the paling tinggi is dekat sini, and then here is like turun, 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 and then here is like turun, turun, turun. So this is a bell shape lah. Yeah, it's a bell shape, right? Bentuk loceng. Okay. So the answer is bell shaped. So I'll just go here and write bell shaped. That's the shape. Okay. Okay, what about the second day? So second day dia punya paling tinggi dekat mana? Dekat sini kan? Right? And then here is like turun sikit, and then this one is like this is like this, like this. Oh, by the way, I want to mention something. When you draw histogram, you are using the boundary, right? So this point will be in the middle of the bar actually. Yeah, it should be like this. Okay, it will be in the middle. Same with this, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So just know that lah. Okay, so this one is skew to the left lah. Yeah, it's skewed to the left because you can see it's yang kanan dia ada tinggi sikit, and then this one paling tinggi, and then slowly go down to the, and semakin kiri semakin pendek. So this one is skewed to left. So I will go to the answer space and write skew to left, skew to the left. Ataupun you boleh cakap left skewed. Okay. Dalam bahasa Melayu pencong ke kiri. Pencong ke kiri. So let me show you the notes again. So you see left skewed like this. You see, go up, down. Okay, so that is the answer. Uh, let's continue. So, okay, ada lagi satu soalan sini, number 2. So, determine which day represents the expenditure on the day the supermarket held a special sale. Justify your answer. So, got day 1, day 2. They're asking you which day is the day yang ada special sale. Okay, kalau ada special sale, what do you think will happen? The expenditure will be lagi tinggi lah. Expenses lagi tinggi, right? So how to know which one expenditure lagi tinggi? Okay, you can refer your graph, but if you don't want to refer graph, you can refer the table also. Yeah, you refer the table, you can see already which day has like the lebih tinggi punya expenditure. So these are all the expenditure, the RM here. So you can see that in the first day, paling banyak orang spend between 100 and 109. But on the second day, lagi banyak orang spend 120, 129, right? And also you can see that overall banyak like 14, 20, 17, all the high frequency is at the higher spending. But on the first day, all the higher frequency is on here, which is lower compared to the second day, right? So if you want to choose which one is the special sale, is the second day lah. Okay, it's the second day. So I'll just write here, second day. Which day? Okay, how they write here? Second day. Okay lah, write second day lah. Okay. So just write second day, hari kedua. Okay, justify your answer. So why second day? Because more customer, more customer spend, more customer spend higher has a higher expenditure. Uh, spend more lah. Just write spend more. Okay, more customers spend more money. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, more customer spend more money on second day. Yeah, on second day. Okay, on second day. Or you want to go refer the graph also can. You refer the graph, you can also see, right? The day two, you see the frequency paling besar dekat spending yang tinggi. Okay, so that is why the answer is second day. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's continue with 13. Five friends were asked which activities they like from bowling, badminton, and hiking. So we have three games, but five friends. Okay, five friends. Tapi ada tiga activity. Table 9.1 shows which of these activities each of the five friends like. Diagram 7.1 shows an incomplete graph to represent the information in table 9.1. Okay, so ada 5 friend tapi ada 3 games saja. So bowling, badminton, hiking. So ada 5 orang, right? So let's count, betul tak ada 5 orang? Fahad, Suzy, May, Surya, Pandian. Okay, May sudah repeat sini. Suzy repeat, Surya repeat, Pandian repeat, Fahad repeat. So yalah, ada 5 orang lah. Okay. And if you look at the graph here, dia ada berapa bucu, berapa vertices? Ada 3 bucu, 3 vertices. So this must be the activity lah. The PQS, that will be the bowling, badminton, hiking. Tapi dia tak, but kita tak tahu lah yang mana, because dia tak tulis, right? Dia tak label. And then the age is for what? The age is for the nama orang lah. Tapi dia ada berapa age? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yalah, sebab ada 5 orang mah. So logic lah, kalau 5 orang, 5 age lah, 5 cc lah. So that's why got 5 ages. So A says state and label which could be used for vertex Q and the HK, the PK. Okay, I don't care what they want. I don't care what they want. I will just find everything. Okay, I'll just cari semua. Okay, so we have to label everything. So first of all, I need to start to label. Okay, how do we check? Macam mana kita nak tahu? First, kita kena tengok Surya first. Because they already labeled the Surya for me. So Surya ada dekat mana? Ada dekat hiking and ada dekat bowling. Right? Surya, hiking and bowling. So it means the P and Q, it has to be hiking, bowling ataupun bowling, hiking. Okay? So this one is hiking, bowling, but it can also be this one bowling, this one hiking, right? So we don't know which one. So macam mana kita nak tahu yang mana? Okay, we check the Suzy one. So Suzy is what? Suzy. Suzy is badminton and bowling. So Suzy is badminton and bowling, right? So it's badminton, bowling ataupun bowling, badminton lah. But since I know this one can only be hiking or bowling, then this one must be bowling lah for sure. So it means P confirm bowling. Confirm. Okay? Confirm bowling. Okay? Yeah, confirm bowling. And Suzy ada lagi satu game is badminton. So this one confirm badminton. R is badminton. And then the yang tinggal di sini hiking. Okay? So this one is hiking. And then for the age, I kena letak nama orang. So I already bought for Surya and Suzy already. Okay, so Surya is hiking and bowling. And then Suzy is badminton and bowling. Okay. What about Fahad? Fahad is bowling and hiking. Bowling and hiking is M lah. So M is Fahad. Okay, what about N? N is bowling and badminton. Siapa yang main bowling, badminton? May. So May, bowling and badminton. And then the last one is Pandian, badminton and hiking. So this one is Pandian. Okay, sudah siap. So A, state and label which could be used for vertex Q and HK. So very obviously I should have bought Q hiking, HK Pandian. So hiking Pandian. Hiking. This one is Pandian. Okay, next question. Soalan B. Fahad and his friends plan to tour Malacca city. Table 9.2 shows information about the places in the city and table 9.3 shows the distance between them. So it could be a weighted graph lah because they got give us distance. Okay, now they say the name of place. This is the vertex. Zoo, they use Z. B farm, they use B. Klebang, K. A Famosa, A. Hang Tuah, they use P. River, they use R. And then this one, so it means this table is to tell you the vertex, the vertices, the bucu, eh? But this one is to tell you the edge. Yeah, they're telling you the R, ada satu line join to Z, R join to B, and so on. And these are all the distance. Number one, complete diagram 7.2 in the answer space by drawing an undirected and weighted graph to represent their journey. Okay, I always teach my own student, I always tell them, if the soalan asks you to draw graph, you better check whether they want directed or undirected, weighted or unweighted. Because let's say if they want directed, but you didn't put the arrow, then it's like rugi already, you hilang markah. So always baca betul-betul and see what they want. So this question, they want undirected, so no arrow, graph yang tak terarah, tak ada arrow, but they want it to be weighted. It means that later all my lines, my edges, dia kena label dengan distance lah. This is the weight. Okay. So what I have to do now is start drawing the graph. So they already write down all the vertex already, but let's count got how many vertex here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so semua ada dekat sini lah. Ada 6. Okay, you have to check also because sometimes sini ada 6 vertex, but maybe here got 7. It means ada satu vertex yang isolated vertex. It means the other line join. So so you kena letak also lah. So I have to check also. So I already check semua vertex ada. Now it's time to join the line, join the edge. So dia punya first tepi dia R to Z 11.2. So we have to join R to Z and then write 11.2. Okay, and make sure you label 11.2 because this is a weighted graph. Okay, tapi tak payah letak arrow. Tak payah letak arrow. Okay, because they already said it's undirected, right? So undirected and weighted means tak payah arrow tapi kena label distance, dia punya weight. Okay, next one RB 10.9. So lukis lah. RB 10.9. Okay, next one is KZ 18.4. KZ 18.4. K to Z like this 18.4. Okay, no problem. Next, Z to B 10.1. Z to B 10.1. Okay, next. K to R 9.4. K to R like this 9.4. So I'll write here 9.4. Okay. Okay, next. A to K 9.2. A to K 9.2. No need to put arrow because it's not directed graph. Okay, apa tadi? A to K 9.2. Okay, B to A 12.5. B to A 12.5. Okay, next one. P to R 7.2. P to R is here 7.2. So I'll write 7.2. Okay, next one. A to P 6.2. A to P is, oh, sorry. Okay, A to P 6.2, right? Oops. A to P 6.2. Okay, last one. Finally, B to P 7.5. Okay, done. So this is a undirected graph, but it's a weighted graph. Okay, so number one worth 3 marks. Okay, no problem. Sudah siap. What about number 2? Hence, draw a tree with minimum total weight such that every place being visited once only. Okay, first we need to understand what is tree lah. If you don't know what is tree, how you supposed to do this question? If you tell me, sir, what is tree? If you ask me like that, means you can't do this question already. So I will explain to you what is tree first. Okay, so what is tree? Okay, I will write the notes here. So tree ataupun pokok is actually a subgraph. Okay, tree is actually a subgraph and it has 4 characteristics, and I always tell my own students to memorize it. Okay, first characteristic is it has to be a simple graph. Okay, tree has to be a simple graph. It means no multiple edges and no loops. Second characteristic, all vertices has to be connected. Connected. Okay. It means semua kena join. Semua kena join. And then uh, the third characteristic is the NE has to always be NV minus 1. Yeah, the number of edges is always the number of vertex minus 1. And then the fourth one is no cycle. No cycle means tak ada kawasan yang tertutup. Okay, tak ada kawasan, cannot have a closed region. So, like for example, this one, you can see this is not a tree because it has a kawasan yang tertutup. Tree tak boleh ada kawasan tertutup. Okay, and also all vertex must be joined together. All vertex kena connected. And then number of edges is number of vertex minus 1 and has to be simple graph lah. But this question, they got mentioned one more thing. Every place can only be visited once only. Okay. Okay, so now we will start to draw the tree lah. Okay, let me tell you the method I usually teach my student. Okay. So usually the way I teach is I will ask my students to count got how many edges and how many vertex. Right? Because we want to follow this. Right? We want to follow this. NE equals NV minus 1. So what I will usually teach my student is I will tell them to count got how many vertex and count got how many edges, and we determine how many edges we have to padam. Because I already know this one is not 3 already. Because there are the kawasan yang tertutup. It means there are some edges that I have to erase. But how many edges I have to erase? Berapa tepi yang saya kena padam? Itu yang kita kena tentukan sekarang lah. So the method I usually do is like this. I ask them to calculate NV and NE first. Okay. So the NV ada berapa? NV means the bilangan bucu, number of vertex. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the number of edges should be 5. If you want it to be 3 lah, because the 3 is NE equals NV minus 1, right? It must be 5, right? But now it's not 5. Now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there's actually 10. 10 edges. Ataupun you nak kira dari table pun boleh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can also. Okay, but I told you just now I want it to be 5, right? So it means I have to padam 5 lah. Faham? Because you have 6 vertex. Okay, so for it to be a tree, your edges has to be 1 less than the vertex. So if you want your edges to be 5, but now it's 10, so you have to padam 5 lah, right? And which one do you think you will padam? Okay, so what I will do now is, okay, can I copy and paste this? Is it possible? Uh, uh, okay, wait. Okay, never mind. Okay, do I have to draw this again? I'm way too lazy. Okay lah. I think I'll just draw it one more time. Okay, so dia jadi macam ni, macam ni, macam ni. Just draw everything, just copy and paste lah, same thing. Okay. So like this, 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 like this. Right? Okay, so this is Z B K R A P. Okay, done. So now my job is to erase 5 edges. Don't erase the vertex, because you cannot erase vertex, because vertex sudah cakap all vertex must be connected. So the vertex memang sudah fix. Yang awak kena padam is the tepi, the line. So you have to padam 5 line. So which line you will padam? Since they want the tree with a minimum, right? So you will choose 5 edges with the highest weight. So let's write down the weight: 18.4, 9.2, 9.4, 11.2, 10.1, okay, and then 10.9, and then 7.5, 12.5, 7.2, and then 6.2. Okay, which line has the highest weight? So you will erase that, okay, the 5 with the highest weight. So, but ada juga chance, okay, but maybe later after you erase the 5 lines with the highest weight, mungkin ada juga chance after you erase the 5 lines with the highest weight, you don't get a 3. Faham maksud saya? Means maybe later after you erase the 5 highest weight line, maybe you end up with something that is not a 3. Okay, but it's okay. The one we'll worry about it later. Let's erase the one with highest weight first. So I can see the highest is 18.4. So let's erase this. So we erase one line already. Okay, but I want to erase 5 lines. So erase one line. Okay, next one paling tinggi siapa? This one 12.5. So I sudah padam 2 line. Okay, and then lagi siapa paling tinggi sekarang? 10.9. No, 11.2. So okay, I sudah erase 3 line. 3 line. Okay. Okay. 3 line. Okay, next one is 10.9 yang tinggi. Okay, now I sudah erase 4 lines. And the final line I erase is this one. 10.1. Sebab dia paling tinggi, right? Okay, I already erased 5 lines. Okay. And I choose the 5 with the highest weight. So tell me now, do you end up with a 3? Adakah dia 3? No, right? Why no? Because ada satu vertex yang not connected. And I told you already, all vertices must be connected for it to be a 3. Okay. And also no cycle. This one got cycle. See, ada kawasan tertutup. It means out of these 3 lines, it has to be one of this line has to go Z. Okay. Dia tak boleh Z tak boleh isolated seorang-seorang macam tu. Mesti ada satu line yang join dia. And which line you will choose out of these 3? 10.1 because it has the paling sikit punya weight. So 10.1 is the best one. So I will revive this line. It means I will pulangkan balik this line. But if you pulangkan this line, if you revive this line means you have to erase another line lah. So which line you will choose? Instead of choosing the highest one, you will choose the second highest. So out of this other line, which one is the second highest weight? Okay, I know the highest one is 10.1, but I already tell you I want to erase the second highest. So because I want a 3. So 9.4, right? So yeah, I will erase this. And once I erase this, I really get a 3, right? I really get a 3. You can see that it's a simple graph. Yeah. It's all vertex connected. Yes. NE, NV minus 1. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 vertices and then 5 edges. Yes. And there's no cycle. Tak ada kawasan tertutup. Tapi, but the question says, draw a tree with minimum total weight such that every place being visited once only. It means we have to consider this. Every place can only be visited once only. So imagine if you start from K and you visit here. So it's like, yeah, this is wrong lah because you want it to be visit once only. So it has to be like continue. Okay, it has to be continue. It cannot be like this because if you go like this means later you have to visit the P 2 times already. So every place has to visit one time only. So it means I have to change my answer. And so what is the correct answer? So what I will do now is I will make sure it's continuous minimum. So if I go like that, so maybe I can lukis balik the 9.4 lah. Okay. And then I will erase the 7.2. Yeah, because imagine if I start from here. So I go like this. If I want to go sekali macam ni, it has to be like this. Yeah, so I think the 7.2 have to go away. Okay, 7.2 have to go away. And then this line stay lah. Okay, so this is the answer. So this is the tree where you can visit every place once only. Yeah, so if you go like this, you visit every place once lah. Okay, there's no turning back. Just go macam tu saja. Okay, sudah siap. So that's the answer. Number 3, Fahad wants to go to Kelebang Beach from the zoo. He must pass through Hang Tuah, fetch his brother, list the 2 shortest routes for his journey. So Kelebang from zoo passes through Hang Tuah. So let's see the symbol first. Kelebang is K, zoo is Z, and then passes through Hang Tuah, passes through P. So K pergi Z no, Z pergi K. Z pergi K but have to passes through P. So Z pergi K but have to passes through P. Okay, Hang Tuah is P. Okay, so they want you to list the 2 shortest route. Okay, I'll just list down all the routes. I'll list all the route. Okay, yeah, I'll list all the route first. So let's list all the jalan. So from Z, this one is Z. to K, this one. So how to join to K? But have to passes through P. So you cannot go Z to R, R to K, cannot. Dia kena passes through P. So you can go Z to B, okay? And then B to P, so that passes through P. And then P to R or P to A. Okay, dua-dua pun boleh kan? Okay lah, just okay lah, R lah. R first and then baru pergi K. And then the next one, I repeat the same. Z to B, B to P, but this time I go AK like that. Okay. Okay, I list down all the possible route dulu. Okay, what other jalan I can use? Z to R maybe? Yeah, Z to R. And then R, saya nak passes through P kan? So maybe I can go P, A, K like that. So P, A, K. But I saw another jalan. Which is Z to R. And then R to B. Yeah. And then B to P. And then P to A, A to K. This is also possible, right? And I think that's all. Yeah, ini semua possibility. These are the 4 routes that you can go from Z to K if you want to pass through P, right? So now my job is to find the distance and see which one gives me the 2 shortest route, right? So I will find out the distance for semua ni lah. Okay, the first one, Z to B 10.1 plus B to P 7.5. Okay, 10.1 plus 7.5 plus P to R 7.2 and then plus R to K 9.4. Okay, I got 4.2. Next one, Z to B 10.1 and then B to P 7.5 and then P to A 6.2 and then last one is 9.2. So I got 33. Next one, ZRPAK. So ZR 11.2. And then plus with R to P 12.5. 7.2. Silap. R to P, right? R to P is 7.2, yeah. And then P to A to K 6.2, 9.2. Okay, so I got 33.8. And then the next one is ZRBPAK. So Z to R is 11.2 plus R to B 10.9. And then B to P 7.5. And then P to A to K. So 6.2, 9.2. Okay, wait, I'm pressing my calculator. Okay, I dapat 45. Okay, so after listing out all the possible paths and after finding out the distance, now I know which one is the 2 shortest routes. So I'll write here 2 shortest route. And then buat garisan macam ni and then write like this. Okay, so this is the question 3 answer. Okay, so what's the 2 shortest? I think it's this one and this one lah. So the first one is, okay, I recommend you list down the arrow, the path. So Z to B, P to A to K. Z to B, B to P, and then P to A to K. And I also recommend you kira the distance also. Yeah, you write down the distance, you write down how you get the 33. So let's write down distance. Okay, distance equals. So let's write down how we get that. 10.1 plus 7.5 plus E to A to K, 6.2, 9.2. Okay, so this one you get 33, right? So 33 km. Wait, is it in km? Yeah, it's in km. Okay, another route. So draw a line like this. So another route is Z to R P A K. Z R P A K. So the distance is Z to R 11.2 plus 7.2 plus 6.2 plus 9.2. Z R P 7.2 and then P A K 6.2 9.2. And I get 33.8 km. So this is the answer. Okay. Okay, I recommend you show them this working also. Because if you tak buat any, macam mana you tahu this is the shortest route, right? So I recommend you show this also. Okay. But this is the final answer. Okay, this is the final answer. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, I'll continue. Number 14. So the depth of water in a watershed varies over time. Okay, when the height of water reaches the maximum level, a water gate opens to release water until the water level returns to its minimum. Diagram 8 shows a complete cycle of the depth of water in meter in the watershed. So just by looking at this graph, I think I know which chapter already. This is the sine graph, right? So it's definitely under trigonometry, the Form 5 chapter. And this is a sine graph. Okay, so let's read again the question here. The height of water, when the height of water reach maximum level, the water gate opens to release water. So the x-axis is the time in hours, and y-axis is the depth in meter. So when the water level, okay, at first it's 2 meter, right? But after 1 hour, the water level slowly increase lah. And the water level, when the water level reach 3 meter, that is when the gate open to release water. Okay, so when you open the gate, the water release. So the water level kurang lah, jadi kurang. Okay, kurang until 3. And I think this is where the water gate tutup balik. Yeah, the water gate close again, and then it keep rising, and I think it just keeps repeating the same process lah. So it means that the maximum level is 3 meter, right? Yeah, until the water return to its minimum. So yeah, the minimum water level is 1. Okay, yeah. And then diagram 8 shows a complete cycle of that water in the watershed. So, okay, boleh. So now we can do A1. Based on diagram 8, state the minimum level in meter of the water in the watershed. So they want find the minimum water level in meter. So this is the minimum water level, and the answer is 1 meter. Okay. You don't go and write 3. 3 is the time in hours. I don't want the time. I want the water level in meters. So that's the answer. Okay. Number 2, state the length of time in hours. This one they want time. So later you have to refer the x-axis, the x coordinate. But this one they want the length of time that the gate of watershed is open. So when did the water gate open? It's when here, right? Here is when they start open, right? Yeah. So here is when it opens. So that, and then the water release, and this is when the water gate closed. So this is the time when the watershed is open. So the time will be the difference here. So it will be 3 minus 1. So you will get 2 hours. That means the gate open for 2 hours. Okay, and then the gate close back, and then the water level rise back again here. Okay, all right. So sudah siap. Okay, let's do B. So B says B1, write down the equation of the graph in the form y equals a sine bx plus c, where a, b, c constant. And then number 2, find the depth of water when the time 150. Okay, so the B1, I'll do it up here. So B question 1, they want you to write the equation in this form, y equals a sine bx plus c. Okay. Okay, you need to know what a, b, c represents first, right? So a represents the what? A represents the amplitude. Okay, amplitude. It means the a value here will tell you what is the maximum value and the minimum value, right? And then what the b represents what? B is the number of cycle in 360 degree. Okay, ataupun bilangan kitaran dalam 360 lah. And then C is the what? Okay, C is, if your C is positive, the whole graph have to shift up. Okay, and if the whole C is negative, the whole graph have to move down, shift down. Okay, I will try to find the A first, right? So there is a formula to find the amplitude. Okay, the formula is take the maximum value minus the minimum value divide 2. Okay, so you can remember this formula. It's very helpful. So the maximum is 3, minimum is 1, so divide by 2. So the A is 1. It means the amplitude is 1. Okay, and I want you to know that the amplitude is actually the distance from the highest point to the center line. This is the center line. So yeah, the distance here is 1 lah. Okay. Okay, so that is the A. Okay, next one is I need to find the B, right? So B is the number of cycle in 360, right? So you can see that they only draw one cycle. Okay, this is one complete cycle, right? And you can see one complete cycle finish at 4 hours. That means the period is actually 4. Okay, what is period? Period is the horizontal distance for one cycle. Okay, yeah, period is horizontal distance for one cycle. So the period is 4 lah, because the horizontal distance to complete one cycle is 4 hours, right? But I want in 360. So you have to take 360 divide 4. So your B will be 90. Okay, it means when the time you reach 4, you complete one cycle. But I want how many cycle in 360? So it means by the time you reach 360, you complete 90 cycles lah. That's why the B is 90. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay? And I also want to mention there is a formula for B. Okay, okay, sorry, there is a formula for period. Silap. There's a formula for period, and the formula is 360 divide B. It means, let's say your B is 2 lah. Contoh, your B is 2. So your period will be 360 divided 2, which is 180. It means if the B is 2, then the period is 180. Okay. Yeah lah, because if the B is 2 means the number of cycle in 360 is 2. It means there is 2 cycle in 360. So if there is 2 cycle in 360, then the period is 180 lah. Because the horizontal distance must be like 180, right? But what if your B is 3? Then it will be 360 divide 3, which is 120. It means the period will be 120. And what is period? Period is the horizontal distance for one cycle. It means one cycle finish at 120 degree. That's what it means, right? But for this case, okay, for this case, the period is 90, right? So and the 90 I have to put here, and I'm trying to find B, right? So actually you can pindah this ke atas and then pindah this ke bawah. Dia boleh tukar tempat. Bahagi jadi darab, darab jadi bagi. So your B will be 360 divided 90, which is 4. That is why the B is 4. And it makes sense because when the B is 4, okay, the B is 4, your period will be 360 divided 4, which is, oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, did I do it correctly? 360. Yeah, betul lah. Okay, sorry, your B must be 90. Why I write 4 here? B is 90 lah. Okay, I silap already. This period should be 4. Yeah, the period is 4, right? Yeah, because the horizontal is 4. I terbalik already. So this one should be B equals 90, right? Yeah, so it makes sense because when B is 90, okay, it means that there is 90 cycle in 360 lah. Yeah, so the period will be 360 divided 90, which gives you 4. That's why one cycle finish at 4. Okay, all right, so hope you understand. Now I will move on. Okay, for my C, I will have to look at the maximum value and the minimum value, right? So maximum value is 3, minimum value is 1. Okay, so do you remember just now your amplitude is 1, right? Your amplitude is 1. So a normal sine graph will start from 0 and go up and then go down. This is how a normal sine graph looks like. And the maximum and minimum value depends on your amplitude lah. Okay, so for example, if your amplitude is 2, then it will be 2, -2. If it's 3, then it's 3, -3. But if it's 1, then it should be 1, -1, right? So for this case, the A is 1, so it should be 1, -1. But if you look at where they put it at 3 and 1. So 1 macam mana nak jadi 3? Have to plus 2, right? So that means the C is 2. Okay. And if you look at the -1 also, it becomes 1. So plus 2 also lah. And if you look at the 0, it starts with 0, but this one start at 2, right? Yeah, because the whole graph move up 2 unit. That's why the C is 2. So this is your ABC answer. Okay, but the question, did they ask for ABC? No, they want you to write down the equation in this form. So I have to write like this for them. Y equals sine 90x plus 2. Yeah, I have to write like this. Okay, the A is 1. So 1 tak ada orang tulis. So I'll just write like this. Okay. Okay, that is your B1 answer. Sudah siap? Let's do B2. Hence, find the depth of water in meter when the time is 150. Okay, depth of water is the Y lah, the Y axis. Time is the X axis, right? 150 minutes. So I'll just sub the X 150 inside the equation to find Y. So question 2, when X equals 150, right? But wait. If you look at the axis, the X axis is time in hours. So if I sub 150 inside here, what will happen is I'm finding the depth after 150 hours, which is not what they want. They are not asking the depth after 150 hours. They're asking for 150 minutes. So the 150, I have to divide 60 to convert to hours. So it will be X equals potong, and I will get 2.5 hours. Now I will sub the 2.5 X inside here, right? Okay, so if you tengok from graph 2 and 3 middle, this is 2.5, right? So your answer will be somewhere here lah. Okay, But we don't know where is it exactly, right? So it's better if I sub inside the equation to find the y. Okay, y is the depth lah, the depth of water level. So y equals to sine 90 times with 2.5 plus 2. Okay, when you press this, you have to be careful. You cannot press sine 90 and then equal and then times 2.5. Cannot. It has to be 90 times 2.5 first. And then baru sine answer and then baru answer plus 2. So you get 1.293 meter. Okay, I usually write in 4 significant figure. So this is the answer. And it's in meter. Okay, so is that what the question wants? Yes. Find the depth of water in meter. So sudah siap. Okay, let's do C. So C, it says during rainy season, the depth of water will rise from the initial level to the maximum level faster. A complete cycle will happen every 2 hours. Okay, so imagine it starts raining. What will happen is uh, it will reach the maximum level faster, right? So instead of reaching it after 1 hour, maybe it reach like 30 minutes already reach already. So it's like because rainy season right? So it's like the water level rise faster lah. Okay. So what will change? Your A will not change. Yeah, your amplitude and your maximum value, minimum value, your amplitude will not change. What about your C? Your C won't change. Yeah, like your C never change. Okay? But the B will change. Yeah, because now this sine graph get compressed. Yeah, this thing will get compressed because your period will get smaller. Okay, yeah. So instead of one cycle 4 hours, maybe one cycle 2 hours, right? And that's what they say here. Yeah, one cycle will happen every 2 hours. So actually, this the B value changed already. The period also changed already. Now number one says complete the graph in the answer space for the depth of water during rainy season. So this is the answer space. But I need to know the new equation first. So the old equation is sine 90x plus 2. But after you compress, after you compress, because they say one cycle 2 hours. So this whole thing have to push back, right? All these points will get pushed back. Okay. Instead of one cycle finishing at 4, now it's like one cycle finishing at 2 already. Something like this, right? So we need to know the new equation. So it's not sine 90x plus 2 anymore. Okay. It will be y equals sine. Okay, it will still be plus 2, but this is not 90 already. This b value, I have to take 360 divide with, okay, so they say one cycle finish at 2 hours, right? One cycle finish at 2 hours. It means what's the period now? The period is 2. Yeah, the period is 2. So it means by using this formula, the formula will be 2 equals 360 divide b. And to find b, I have to tukar tempat. So jadi b equals 360 divide 2, which is 180. It means your new equation is sine 180x plus 2. Okay, so I'll go back to the graph here and sketch sine 180x plus 2. Okay, macam tu. Okay, so what I have to do now? First, I know the start point is here. This is where it starts, 0, 2, right? 0, 2. Okay, let me erase this. Okay, starts with here. But the next point will be when the water level is 3 meter, right? But this point will get pushed back because uh, this point get pushed to here already. Okay, so originally is 4, 2, right? But the x coordinate have to divide 2. You know why? So that you can fit 2 sine graph in 4 hours. Okay, because now it's like you finish one cycle in 4 hours, but now it's like you have to finish one cycle during 2 hours already. So what happens is your sine graph has to be compressed horizontally. So what happens is the x coordinate have to divide 2. So this one have to divide 2. That's why this point becomes here, right? So can you tell me what happens to this point when you take the x coordinate divide 2? The x coordinate is 1, right? So when you divide 2, it becomes 0.53. So the next point will be at 0.53. And that is the maximum point, by the way. So 0.53 like this. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next point. The next point is at D here, which is 2, 2, right? 2, 2. But I told you already, it will get pushed back. Okay. And why is it pushed back? Is because you have to finish one cycle in 2 hours. So you have to divide 2 basically. So this one will compress. So 2, 2, when you compress, the x coordinate change, but the y coordinate never change. So the x coordinate will become 1 because 2 divide 2 is 1. Okay. So it will be 1, and then the y coordinate will be 2 like this. So basically, all the points here you have to take all the points here and take all the x coordinate divide 2 lah. Basically, that's what it means, right? Yeah, just take all the points x coordinate divide 2. Okay, the next point, the x coordinate is 3, right? And the y coordinate is 1. But 3 divided 2 is 1.5. So the this point will get pushed back to 1.51. So you just have to go and find 1.5 and then plot at 1 like this, right? And then for the last point, it's at 4, 2, right? 4, 2. But when you push back, the 4 will divide 2, become 2, 2, right? So 2, 2 will be your new point after you push back, right? And if you join this, you will get a sine graph, right? But you have to repeat one more time. Okay, repeat the same process one more time. Okay, so can I copy and paste? Is it possible? Uh, okay, never mind. I'll just draw it one more time lah. Okay. So imagine this point being this, and then this one you can see that dia pergi setengah kan, setengah and then naik 3. So here also same, pergi setengah naik 3. Basically this one you just copy and paste one more time here lah. Yeah, just copy and paste. Okay. Yeah, it's the same thing. Okay. But make sure the distance also has to be like same also lah. Okay, the next one is go down. So when it goes down, it's like pergi setengah 2. So just now it's at 2.5, pergi setengah 2 macam ni. Right? And then this one setengah 1. So setengah 1. So like this. Setengah here 1. And then the last point is naik. Okay, then setengah and then 2. So setengah here 2 like this. And then just join them up like this. Right? Okay, so this is the new sine graph. Okay, and you should write the equation sine 180x plus 2. Okay, okay, is this the final answer? Yes. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's scroll to the question. Complete the graph in the answer space, 2 marks. Okay, that's all. Okay, now we do number 2. So number 2 I'll write up here. By comparing diagram 8 and your graph in C1, explain what the difference in frequency of both graphs means in the context of the question. So they want you to compare diagram 8 and diagram C1. So diagram 8 is like this. Diagram C1 is like this. So what's the difference here? The period lah. Because this one is sine 90x plus 2. But this one is sine 180x plus 2. So definitely the difference here is period. Okay. For diagram 8, the period is 4. But for diagram C1, the period is 2. Yeah, the period is 2. Okay. But then they say explain in the context of the question. So I don't think you should mention. I think you should mention, because this is like other story kan. Yeah, in the context of the question, and this question is about what water level, right? So I don't think it's recommended to say the word period. I think we have to uh mention the about the water gate. Yeah, okay, because this you have to because this like is like a story question, so you have to mention the water gate, right? So we can see that for diagram 8, the water gate actually open one time only, right? But for this, the water gate open 2 times. Okay, so we can mention that in our comparison here. Okay, they want you to explain the difference, right? So I'll write in diagram 8. In diagram 8, the water gate opens. The water gate opens one time. Okay, opens one time. Opens one time to release water. To release water. To release water in 4 hours. Okay, yeah. So as you can see from diagram 8, the water gate open one time to release water in 4 hours. But for diagram C1 is different. Yeah, because it's rainy season. Yeah, hujan kan. So kalau hujan dia punya paras air naik lagi cepat. So it's like you can so maybe like 4 hours. 4 hours you kena buka 2 kali lah. Okay. So I will use the word whereas. Manakala whereas in diagram C1, in diagram C1, comma, the water gate opens 2 times. Okay, the water gate opens 2 times to release water in 4 hours. Okay, so diagram 8 dia release water gate open 1 time in 4 hours, but in diagram C1 dia punya water gate open 2 kali in 4 hours. Okay, So that is the difference lah. Okay, so sudah siap. Okay, let's do number 15. Okay, this is a matrix question. So let's read. It is given that 7, -2x plus 3, 4 equals to 7, 5, y, -1, 4. Determine value of x and y. Okay, we just compare lah, straight away compare. Because sini dia tulis equal, right? And also dekat left hand side ini tak boleh buat dah. You nak buat apa? Tak boleh buat dah. So the left hand side you cannot do anything. The right hand side also you cannot do anything. Okay, you tak boleh buat apa dah. Tapi tengah-tengah sini dia tulis equal. Maksudnya the left hand side and the right hand side they are exactly the same. So kita boleh sama dengan kita boleh banding, compare. So atas kiri 7, sini atas kiri pun 7. So sama. Atas sebelah kanan -2, atas sebelah kanan 5y. So 5y equals -2. Okay. And then bawah kiri x plus 3. And then on the other side, bawah kiri -1. So x plus 3 equals -1. Bawah kanan 4, bawah kanan 4. Okay, so 4 equals 4 sudah sama lah. So y is equals to -2 over 5. X is equals to -1 minus 3, which is -4. And sudah siap lah, that's the answer. Okay, let's do B. A supermarket sells boxes of sushi and pieces of fried chicken. So I can see from the diagram. Number 1, Lily spent 55 ringgit on 3 boxes of sushi and 2 pieces of fried chicken. Kelly spent 20 ringgit more. So Kelly spent how much? 75. 20 ringgit more, right? And she spent 75 on 4 boxes of sushi and 3 pieces of fried chicken. Okay, makes sense lah because she buy more boxes of sushi. Yang tadi dia beli 3 box sushi, 2 piece fried chicken. Tapi ini dia beli lagi banyak. 4 sushi and 3 fried chicken. So logic lah kalau dia kena spend lagi lebih banyak duit. So using matrix method, calculate the price of box of sushi and a piece of fried chicken. So using matrix method, okay, I think I know which chapter already. This one is under simultaneous equation. Persamaan serentak. Okay, and how I know it is from this word using matrix method. Okay, why they have to emphasize using matrix method is because there's another method to do it, which is the substitution elimination method, penggantian penghapusan. Okay, so whenever you see this word using matrix method, you know it for sure it's a simultaneous equation punya soalan. Okay, usually for this type of question, I will tell my students ignore the information first. Alright, because kita kena tahu xy represents what first. Yeah, it's very hard for us to write the equation if you don't know what the xy represents. So usually I teach my student, I will tell them ignore the information, straight away read what they want to calculate, straight away read the final, see what is the final answer basically, see what they want to find. So what they want to find now, price of 1 box of sushi and price of 1 fried chicken, and make that the xy. Yeah, apa yang dia suruh cari itulah you punya xy. So straight away see what they want to find and make that the xy. And now you read again the whole question, and now you can write your equation easily already because you already know what is your xy. So read again. Lily spent 55 on 3 boxes of sushi, 2 pieces of fried chicken. But 1 box of sushi, the cost is RMX. So if you buy 3 boxes, it will be 3x. Plus with 1 piece fried chicken cost RMY, but she buy 2 pieces, so 2y, and the total RM is 55. For another one is Kelly, which is 4 boxes of sushi, so 4x plus 3y lah. And then equals to 20 ringgit more, right? So 55 plus 20 is 75, right? Okay, now we can start to solve for xy by using matrix method. Okay, how do we use matrix method? First we have to make sure the susunan betul dulu. It has to be x, y, and then number on the other side. This one also x, y, number on the other side. So susunan sudah betul. Now we can open 3 bracket. So 1 bracket like this, and then another bracket like this. Okay. So now we will start to put in the numbers inside the bracket lah. So for the first bracket, you have to letak the coefficient ataupun the pekali. Pekali means the number before xy. So it will be 3, 2, 4, 3. Okay, done. The next bracket, you have to masuk xy. Okay. And since they write x dulu, so yang tu kena tulis atas. And then the next one, y, you tulis bawah. And then the last bracket, you write the answer, 55, 75. So now you can solve for xy. So this one, it's a multiply, right? Hubungan dia darab. So when you move to the other side, it become inverse. It become inverse matrix. So I will write 3, 2, 4, 3. But I will write -1 here. Okay, because it's inverse. And then times with 55, 75. So now it becomes xy equals, okay, how to find the inverse matrix of 3, 2, 4, 3? Okay, the formula is 1 over darab silang and then terbalik tukar tempat. So sekali lagi 1 over darab silang, so 3 times 3 and then minus 4 times 2. Okay, the minus is come from the formula. This minus formula dia memang macam tu. And then just now you take 3 times 3 dulu, right? So yang tu kena uh, terbalik. Okay, terbalik. So terbalik means you tukar tempat lah, terbalik. And then the 2, 4 you have to tukar tanda. So it become -2, -4 like this. And then don't forget the 55, 75. Okay, so sekarang dia akan jadi x, y. Okay, what is 3 times 3 minus 4 times 2? You will get 9 minus 8, which is 1. So you get 1 over 1, right? It means the determinant is 1. Wait, what is determinant? Determinant is the number down here. This number down here, we call it the determinant. Okay, determinant. And this determinant, dia tak boleh sama dengan kosong. Okay, determinant in bahasa Melayu is penyentuh. So penyentuh cannot equal 0, because if it's equal 0, then your inverse is math error already. Yeah, it's math error already, because 1 divided 0 is math error. Yeah, you cannot divide by 0. Okay, so the determinant tak boleh sama dengan kosong. Inverse, if the determinant kosong means your inverse does not exist. Okay, but this one is not kosong, you get 1. Okay, now we will take these two matrices and then multiply them together. Okay, how do you multiply two matrices? You have to first write down the order of the matrix first. So this one is 2 row, 2 column. And then this is 2 row, 1 column. And then when you multiply two matrices, you have to make sure this number here and this number here has to be the same. If it's not same, you cannot multiply them, right? So now it's same, so we can potong. So you left with 2 times 1. It means when you take this matrix times this matrix, you will end up with a matrix with 2 row, 1 column. It means satu nombor atas, satu nombor bawah macam ni, right? And cara untuk darab is you have to take horizontal times vertical. So let's say here is A, B, C, D. You have to take A times C, B times D. Jangan pergi buat A times C, A times D. Salah. It has to be A times C, B times D. So let me show you. You'll be like, okay, let me use red color. So it'll be like this. Okay, like this, right? Horizontal times vertical. So it will be 3 times 55. And then the next one is -2 times 75. Like this. Okay. And then repeat the same process, but this time with the second row, but the same column. So same thing lah. A times B, C times D. So -4 times 55. And then plus 3 times 75. Okay. Nothing in between here means plus. Okay. All right. So now it's time to solve for x, y. So we can use our calculator to help us. So 3 times 55 minus 2 times 75. Just tekan calculator. So let me press 3 times 55 plus minus 2 times 75. I got 15. And then yang bawah sini -4 times 55 plus 3 times 75. I got 5. Right? So that is the answer lah. Okay. Okay, but you cannot write x equals 15, y equals 5 because the x, y tak ada dalam soalan. So you actually have to write price of sushi, price of fried chicken. Okay. Yeah. So let me make some space. Okay. Wait. Okay. So what you will write here is ... So x is the price of a box of sushi. So price of one box, a box of sushi. Sushi equals to RM 15. Have to write RM, And then Y represents price of what? Fried chicken, right? Price of fried chicken. So I'll just write price of fried chicken is RM 5. Okay. Okay, and you should be able to get full marks if you write like this. Okay. Okay, sudah siap? Sekarang kita buat question 2 pula. So question 2 is here. Okay, diagram 9 shows the discounts given by supermarket on a particular day. So there is a discount, sushi 20% off, fried chicken 40% off. And then Jane has 50 ringgit. She wants to buy 2 boxes of sushi and 8 pieces of fried chicken. Okay. Does she have enough money to buy these items at the discounted price? Justify your answer by using matrix multiplication. Okay. Now she want to buy 2 boxes sushi, 8 pieces of fried chicken. And you already know the 1 box sushi is 15 ringgit because you calculate just now. But you cannot take 15 times 2 because got discount. Okay. So we should calculate the price of sushi and the new price for sushi and fried chicken because there's discount, right? So I'll just write here sushi. Okay, for the sushi price after discount will be what? So it will be 15 ringgit, but got 20% off, right? So you have to take 15 minus with 20% multiply 15 like this. And you have to tekan semua ni lah, right? And if you tekan this, you will get RM12. Okay. Okay, I know some students, they will do it fast. They will straight away take 15 times with 80%. Yeah, because 20% off means you pay 80% of the price, right? Okay, can also. If you want to do like that, can also. Okay, next one, let's calculate the price of chicken after discount. It will be, okay, the original price is 5 ringgit. Yeah, price of chicken is 5. But how many percent discount? 40. So 5 minus with 40% times with 5, right? Ataupun you can also do 5 times 60%. Can also. Okay, you get the same answer. So you tekan this, you'll get 3. It means the chicken, after the discount, the chicken price is 3 ringgit. So now, she wants to buy 2 boxes of sushi and 8 pieces of fried chicken, right? So it means you have to take 2 times with 12 plus 8 times with 3 to get the total price. Okay. And after we tekan this, we will know whether Jane has enough money or not. But they got mentioned something here, justify by using matrix multiplication. So I think I cannot write like this first. I have to write in the matrix form. So I will write down here 2, 8. Okay. Okay, that is the box of sushi and the 8 chicken. Multiply with so later when you apply this concept, you have to take A times C, B times D. So the 2 is the boxes of sushi. So mesti lah you darab dengan price per box of sushi 12, and then 8 at the 3 letak bawah macam ni. And if you write like this, you will end up with 2 times 12 plus 8 times 40 plus 8 times 3. Okay. Okay, I think I'll just write my working here. 2 times 12 2 times 12 plus 8 times 3, right? Like this. And then I'll end up with bracket 48. Okay. Okay, so let me erase this. Okay, so it means the price is RM48. So Jane has 50 ringgit. Does she have enough money? So I'll write here, enough lah. Yes, enough. Okay. So I'll just write enough. Oops. So I'll just write here enough because, okay, because she only needs RM 48, and then in parentheses you write 48 is less than 50 like this. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, sekarang kita boleh sambung. Okay, finally we are at the last section, bahagian C. So they say jawab satu soalan saja, but I will jawab both questions. Okay, 16 and 17, I'll jawab both in this video. Okay, number 16. Sirhan is an archery coach. A. Sirhan is preparing a field for archery. Okay, he wants to construct 2 perpendicular lines using 3 posts. Okay, okay, you want to construct what? 2 perpendicular lines. Okay, so perpendicular lines means it will have 90 degree lah, right? Perpendicular is serenjang. So he wants to construct 2 lines that is perpendicular to each other using 3 posts and string. Okay, boleh. Diagram 10 shows a plan of the archery field with the 3 posts PQR. Okay, and then based on diagram 10, number 1, name the shape formed by the 3 posts. Okay, actually, if the post position is like this, you can form a 90 degree when you join like this, right? And this is 90 degree like this, and then join like this. So the shape formed by the 3 posts is actually a triangle, and it's a right angle triangle. Okay, because it has 90 degrees. So I'll just write here right angle triangle. Okay, or in bahasa Melayu is segitiga bersudut tegak. Okay, yeah, right angle. Okay. Okay, next one, number 2. Calculate the distance in meter between P and R. So this is the distance they want to find. If PQ is 2.5 meter, so this one 2.5 in meters. This one is 6.0 meters. So they want to find PR in meter also. So we don't have any problem with the unit lah. Everything is in meters. So you can use Pythagoras theorem lah. So when you have when you want to find PR and you have the remaining other 2 sides, you can use Pythagoras theorem. So PR equals to square root bracket square, and then here you write 6.0, here you write 2.5, and then plus or minus. Okay, you are finding the hypotenuse. Okay, you are finding the longer side, so you have to plus. Okay, how I know is the longer side? Because it's opposite 90 degree. Dia depan 90 degree. Depan 90 degree is always the longest side. So you tekan this, you dapat jawapan lah. Okay, so you will get 6.5 meter. Okay, so itulah jawapan dia. Okay, let's do B. So 2 of Sir Hans' trainees, Zarif and Shafi, are competing in the early round of an archery competition. So 2-person joint competition. It is given that the probability that Zarif managed to move to the second round is 3/5, and the probability that Shafi managed to move to the second round is 4/9. Find the probability that Zarif or Shafi managed to move to the second round of the competition. Okay, so for probability of Zarif moving to the second round is 305, right? So you can always find the other probability by taking 1 minus. Okay, so what's the other side of the fraction? 1 minus 305, 205, right? And if this is the probability of Zarif moving on to the second round, then this Z prime is the Zarif tak boleh masuk second round lah. Okay, and we do the same for Shafi. So the probability of Shafi move to second round is 409. So what is the opposite? The opposite would be probability of Shafi not moving to the second round. It will be 1 minus 409, 509, right? Okay, and then for this type of question, I will always teach my student the same way. I always advise them, I always tell them, write down all the possibilities. A lot of you, you all struggle with this question is because you don't write down all the possibilities. And that is why you don't know how to do the question, right? So write down all the possibilities. So what are all the possibilities? Zarif and Shami, they both move on to the second round, right? It means they both qualify. Ataupun Zarif qualify tapi Shafi not qualify. Ataupun Shafi qualify, Zarif not qualify. Ataupun dua-dua tak qualify. It means, this one silap boleh. This one it should be Zarif not qualify, Shafi qualify. Ataupun dua-dua not qualify. So Zarif not qualify, Shafi also not qualify like this. So this is all the possibilities. Ini semua kemungkinan yang wujud. So now we see what the question wants. Find probability that Zarif or Shami managed to move to the second round of the competition. So the keyword is actually this word or, atau. Okay. So what is the meaning of Zarif or Shafi move to second round? It means Zarif masuk pun boleh, Zarif only boleh ambil, Shafi masuk saja pun boleh, dua-dua masuk pun boleh. Itu maksud dia. Okay. I repeat, Zarif or Shafi move to second round means only Zarif move to second round saja pun boleh, ataupun only Shafi move on pun boleh, ataupun dua-dua pun boleh. Because or means like salah satu move on pun boleh. Okay. So out of these four, which one is Zarif or Shafi managed to move to the second round? So ini okay lah. Ini pun okay because they say or mah. So salah satu masuk, okay lah. So this one Zarif masuk, so okay. Okay, this one Shafi move on to the second round, but Zarif tak masuk. But can also because they say or. Okay. So yang ni tak boleh lah. Right? So what you can do is you can find this probability, find this probability, find this probability, and then tambah semua. Right? Okay, but it's very slow. Okay, you can do it like that also. Okay, but it's a bit slow. Ada cara yang lagi cepat. You can straight away take 1 minus this one. Okay, because the total probability is always 1. So if you take 1 minus yang you tak mau sini, you dapat yang balance, right? And if you do it like this, it's way faster. Okay, so let me show you the probability of Zarif tak masuk and Shafi tak masuk will be sorry, it should be probability of Zarif or Shafi move on, right? Okay, so I have to write here probability of what they want, Zarif or Shafi move to the second round. Okay, move to second round. Okay, so the probability of Zarif or Shafi, it will be this plus this plus this. But there's a faster way. I told you just now. It will be 1 minus yang ini, so that we dapat balance. So how to find the probability of this? We just take 205 times 509. Okay, because this Z prime, it means probability of Zarif tak move on to the second round, so 205 lah. And then yang Sharif tak masuk 509 and then times. So you tekan this, you get the answer. So the answer is 709. Okay, if you do it another way, you take ini tambah ini, you get the same answer also. Okay, same answer. Okay, so sudah siap. Alright, let's do C. A boy has shot an arrow. Okay, and then diagram 11 shows the path of the arrow from M to N. So this is where the arrow start and then shoot to N. Okay. Point M and N are 1.2 meter vertically above the horizontal ground. Okay, I can see this is the ground. And they say the distance is vertically above 1.2 meters. So I guess here is 1.2 meter. And this is also 1.2 meter. Yeah, the point M. Okay. 1.2 meter also. And then the path of the arrow can be represented by this equation. So let's write down the equation. Fx equals, okay, this one is negative. Okay. So negative 13 over 200 x squared plus 39 over 20x. And then it says calculate the maximum height in meter reached by the arrow as measured from the ground. So I think what you have to do now is find, the keyword here is maximum. So you have to find the maximum point lah. because this is when the arrow is at the maximum height. And then the answer will be the distance from here to the ground. Okay, to the ground. Okay. So what is the method here? Find maximum point of the equation lah. Yeah. After you find the maximum point, take the y coordinate plus 1.2. Okay. Yeah, kenapa ambil y coordinate? Because they want the height. Okay. So height is the tinggi. Okay, the vertical distance. So jangan ambil x coordinate, ambil y coordinate. And kenapa kena tambah 1.2 is because when you find the y coordinate is only until here only. Okay. So you have to plus with the 1.2 here. Okay. Okay, but let's find out this point punya coordinate dulu. Okay. So how do you find it? Okay, if you want to find maximum point, ada dua cara. Okay, there's two methods you learn to find turning point. Two methods. First method is use this formula. First method is find the x1 and the x2. Okay, you find the x1 and x2. And how you do that is you have to sub y equals 0 and then find the x-intercept. And after you find that, you take the x1 plus x2 divide 2 to get the axis of symmetry. Okay. Okay, so your x coordinate of the turning point lah. After you take this one plus divide 2, you get the x coordinate of the turning point. Ataupun you get the axis of symmetry. And then the x coordinate you sub back inside the equation here to find y coordinate and then dapatlah jawapan. Okay, so I'll just write sub x into equation and then dapat y and then dapatlah you punya turning point. So this is the first method. Second method is you use the negative b over 2a formula. Okay, and that method is like much more faster, right? So when you use that, you will straight away get the x coordinate, and then same process, you sub x into the equation to find y and then get the turning point. Okay, so I will use that method now. Okay, the negative b over 2a. So I'll write c here. I'll use this formula, negative b over 2a. Okay, okay, if you got take at maths, there's actually one more method, which is the completing the square, changing to vertex form. But for student yang tak ambil at maths, we tak belajar cara tu. Okay, so they don't accept if you do it like that. Okay, because in your mathematics syllabus tak ada pun completing the square. Okay, so that's why I say only two method. But if you got take at maths, there's actually three method. You will learn one more method. No, actually four method, because you also learn about differentiation dy dx equals 0. Okay, but anyways, this is for maths student. So I'm not gonna go into details. This is maths video, right? So for mathematics, there's only two method only. The first method is find x-intercept, tambah bahagi 2, and then sub x into equation. And the other method is using the negative b over 2a formula, which I will show now. So negative b over 2a, b is 39 over 20, masuk je. And then the a is negative 13 over 200, like this, right? Okay, so if you press all these, you will get positive or negative. You will get positive. Okay, so you get positive 15. Okay, yeah, just masukkan everything dalam calculator. Okay, okay, after you buat sampai sini, okay, wait, let me double check with my calculator. Okay, wait, negative answer, and then 39 over 20 divided. Okay, so yeah, I got 15, correct. Okay, so the x coordinate is 15, but I need the y coordinate. Yeah, because I want the height later. So I have to sub the x inside the equation here to find the y coordinate. So it becomes f15 equals to negative 13 over 200 x squared plus 39 over 20 times x15. And if I press all these, I will get the answer 117 over 8. Okay, if I change to decimal, dia bagi 14.625 meter. So they actually tak bagi jawapan yang banyak-banyak decimal place. So I think we can write in decimal lah. But if they bagi banyak-banyak decimal place, then I will write in fraction. Okay. Okay, so this is the height from, the y coordinate 14.625. Okay. And it's also the height from here to here, 14.625. Okay. But the soalan is asking maximum height reached by arrow as measured from the ground. So from the ground is like you have to find here to here lah. So you have to tambah lagi dengan 1.2. Okay. So I'll just write here height. Okay, or maximum height. Okay, maximum height is 14.625 plus with what? Plus with 1.2, and you will get 15.825 meter. Okay. Okay, let me try with my calculator. 15 squared times 13 divided 200 Negative answer. Okay, wait. Divide 20 times 15. 14.625 plus 1.2. Yeah, 15.825 meters. So, yeah, this is the answer. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's do next question. Soalan D. So dia kata Serhan records the score of Zarif and the score of Shafi. He calculate the mean and standard deviation of the score for Zarif, which are 7.542 and 1.233. So these are the mean and standard deviation for Zarif. Okay, so this is information. So let's write it down. So let's write down Zarif. So the mean is given 7.542 and the standard deviation also given 1.233. This is the symbol for standard deviation. And then table 10 shows the score distribution for Shafi. Okay, so this table is for Shafi, for the other person. And then by calculating the mean and standard deviation for Shafi, compare the performance of the two archers. You should comment on which archer performs better on average and which archer is more consistent. Okay, for better on average punya, we have to choose yang mean lagi tinggi punya orang. Yeah, if you have a mean, tinggi mean, then you perform better on average. Okay? Yeah lah, mean is like average mah. So if you want siapa better, then you want the mean score to be higher lah. If the average score higher, then you perform better lah. But which one is more consistent? Okay, for consistent, you have to choose the one with a lower standard deviation. Because standard deviation is the measures of dispersion. So when your measures of dispersion is lower, you are more consistent. So this one you have to choose with yang apa? Standard deviation, smaller standard deviation, right? So now what I will do is I have to find out the Shafi. Yeah, I have to find out Shafi punya mean and standard deviation. So the D working, I'll do it here. So for Shafi, first I'll calculate the mean first, right? So what is the formula for mean? Okay, the formula for mean is the sum of x divided by n. And the sum of x is the sum of data. X is the data, right? But if your information have frequency, you have to take the frequency times with the data. If you have to take the data times with frequency and then jumlahkan, divide with the total frequency like this, right? And what if it's a group data? If it's a group data, you will also use this formula, but your x, you have to take the midpoint. Itu kalau group data lah. Do you know what is group data? Group data is data terkumpul, and how you know is a group data when they have a selang class. Selang class. Selang class is like this 1, 6, and then 7 until something like this one lah. These are all selang class. Okay, when they are the class. But this question is not a group data. Yeah, it's not, dia tak ada selang class ini. So we will use this formula, but we don't have to find the midpoint. Okay, I'm just telling you that if kalau dia group data, kalau dia ada bagi selang class, you have to take the boundary for the x, right? But this one tak payah. You punya score itulah dia punya x. And then frequency, this is your f. So now you can find your mean. So you kena ambil apa? X darab f dijumlahkan. So 6 times 19 plus 7 times 21 plus 8 times 24 plus 9 times 6 plus 10 times 2. And everything divide with the total frequency. Okay, so what is the total frequency here? 19 plus 21 plus 24 plus 6 plus 2. Okay, the total frequency is 72. And then yang atas tambah semua, you will get 527. And then when you divide by 72, you get 7.319. So the mean here is 7.319. So we can already see who performed better on average. So who has the higher mean here? Zarif or Shafi? So I'll just write here. Zarif is 7.5, then 7.3. So Zarif lah. So Zarif performs better on average. Performs better on average. Okay, now we have to do for standard deviation. So the standard deviation formula, okay, I should write down also. Okay, where should I write it? Okay, I write here lah, the standard deviation formula. So the standard deviation formula is square root sum of x square divide n minus mean square. Ini kalau dia tak ada frequency ya. Kalau tak ada frequency, you do like that. Tapi kalau ada frequency, then it's a bit different already. So this one will become, instead of x square, it will be fx square, right? And then the n, instead of n, it becomes total frequency. Okay. So this is the formula I will use now. So let's buka the square root. Okay. So later we'll be using the mean. Nanti kita akan guna mean. Okay. Okay. So everything right here and then minus with mean square. Okay. Okay, the mean is 7.319, so I'll just write here 7.319 square. Okay, dekat sini saya kena tulis apa? Okay, if you look at the formula, you have to take the x, which is the score, the data, square dulu, and then darab f, and then baru jumlahkan. So it means instead of 6 times 19, it will be 6 square times 19, like this. Okay, and then plus 7 square times 21, like this. And then plus 8 square times 24. And then plus 9 square times 6. And then plus 10 square times 2. Okay, and then over total frequency, I already know it's 72. So now I just have to press calculator. Okay, the jumlah atas semua sini you tekan, you will get 3935. Okay, and you have to over 72 minus 7.319 square. So now I will tekan 3935 divided 72 minus 7.319 square, and then equal, and then I will square root answer. So I get 1.042, right? So 1.042 and 1.233, which one more consistent? You choose the one with a lower standard deviation. Yeah. Kalau you punya standard deviation kecil, means dia lagi consistent. So, siapa lagi consistent? Shafi, because Shafi is 1.04, ini 1.23. So, Shafi is more consistent. So, I have to jawab soalan dia. Zarif perform better on average. Okay. And then, but Shafi is more consistent. Okay. Shafi is more consistent. And then sudah siap lah. The soalan ask you to comment, right? Comment on which archer perform better and which archer. So I sudah comment lah. Ini comment saya. Zarif perform better average, but and Shafi is more consistent. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's do the last question, number 17. Okay, water rocket competition is getting popular among students in Malaysia. I don't care. Okay, soalan A. Diagram 12 shows the path of water rocket recorded using a stroboscope when it is launched on a vertical plane that is drawn on the Cartesian plane. Ini pun tak penting. Yeah, there's no information here. Okay, so all I can see is a water rocket, okay, shooting up and then go down. Okay, okay, boleh. And the launching point is at 0, 0. Yeah, because they already put the y-axis, x-axis, right? So I can see this is another x-intercept lah, right? Okay, let's see number 1 first. So this is the path of the water rocket is represented by this function. State the range of value of A. Okay, A determines the shape of the quadratic curve. So if the curve looks like this, then your A confirm is negative, right? Yeah, because it's like a set face like this. So when it's a set face, the A is a negative value. Okay, sudah siap. Question 2. The water rocket reached a maximum height of 5 meter. Okay, if the maximum height is 5 meter means the maximum point y coordinate is 5. Y coordinate, not x coordinate. Because height height it means the tinggi. Okay, tinggi mesti vertical distance, so it's the y coordinate from the ground and landed 8 meter from the launching point. So landed 8 meter from the launching point. So the distance from launching point to the landing point is 8 meters. So this is 8 lah, right? And then they say state the coordinate of maximum point of the water rocket's path. Okay, how do you find the maximum point? I told you already, ada dua cara in question 16 just now. Let me scroll back. 16C, I told you guys, ada dua cara. First method is you take the x-intercept, tambah bahagi 2 to get the x coordinate, and then sub x into equation to find y, right? Another method is you use the negative b over 2a formula, right? But for this question, it's not possible to use the negative b over 2a formula because you don't have the ABC. So I kena terpaksa guna formula, the other formula, which is finding the x-intercept tambah bahagi 2. And they already give it to me already, 0 and 8. So to get the x coordinate here, you just take 0 plus 8 divide 2, which is x equals 4. So the x coordinate is 4. And let me tell you, the axis of symmetry will be x equals 4. Yeah, okay. But the soalan asks for maximum point, right? So I'll just write here max point will be 4, 5. Okay. So that is the maximum point of the water rocket. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, B, table 11 shows the estimated production cost of a unit of water rocket for several teams which competed in a STEM carnival. And then estimated cost, dia bagi 519. Oh, this one is group data. So when you nampak ada class macam ni means dia data terkumpul. So it's under form 5 chapter, the measures of dispersion for group data. And this would be the frequency. Okay. So for group data, they want to find standard deviation, you have to find the midpoint. Okay. Saya ada cakap tadi mah. Let me scroll back. Remember this question just now? Where is it? This one. Soalan D tadi. So when I explain to you the standard deviation formula and the mean formula pun tadi saya ada cakap kan, kalau this one is group data, kalau dia ada selang kelas, you have to take the uh, you have to take the midpoint for the X. Yeah, for the X, you have to use the midpoint of the class. Kalau dia group data lah. But this question, this D question is not a group data. That is why I ambil 6 terus. But now I'm doing 17. Now this is group data. So I have to find out the midpoint. So let's find out the midpoint for everybody here. Okay. Okay. I will also write down the mean formula here again for you. So sum of fx divide with sum of f. This is the mean formula. Kalau ada frequency, we will use this formula. And then for standard deviation, it will be square root sum of fx square divide with the sum of f minus with the mean square. That's why I write the mean formula for you, because when you find standard deviation, you need to find mean dulu. Then baru boleh masuk dalam formula standard deviation. Okay, so let's find the x, the midpoint. This one is 15. The soalan silap. Yeah, it's not 5. Yeah, 15. So how to find the midpoint is you take 15 plus 19 and then divide 2. Okay, so you get 17. This one you get 22, 27, 32 like this, right? Okay, so these are all the midpoint. Now we can find the mean. Okay, so mean formula is sum of fx divide the sum of f, right? So you have to take x darab f, which is 17 times 5. Okay, it means midpoint times frequency. Tambah 22 times 3, tambah 27 times 6, tambah 32 times 2, divide with total frequency, 5 plus 3 plus 6 plus 2, and you will end up with 8 plus 6, 14 plus 2, 16 here, right? And then jumlah atas is 377. And when you tekan this, you will get 23.5625. Okay, so this is the mean. Okay, the mean. Now we can find the standard deviation. Okay, I need more space, so maybe I write here. Okay, so the standard deviation formula ada square root. So let's draw the square root out like this. Okay, and then you have to buat satu garisan yang panjang sikit, and then have to minus mean square here. Okay, so this is 23.5625. Don't ask me why. It's because that's the formula. I'm just following the formula. Okay, so this minus mean square, I write minus mean square here. Okay, yang atas ini kena tulis apa? This one have to write sum of fx square. And I told you already, x is the midpoint because this is the group data. That's why for the data, for group data, you have to use midpoint for the x. So it will be 17 square dulu baru darab dengan frequency 5, right? Yeah, it means because the x kena square. Tapi frequency tak payah square. X saja yang square. Tambah. Next one, x saja kena square. So 22 square times 3. And then repeat the same. 27 square times 6. And then repeat 32 square times 2. Divide total frequency 16. Okay. So now, we just have to tekan all this. And then we will get the answer. So I like to tekan the jumlah atas first. So I will tekan from here to here. Tambah everything. 9319. Okay. Okay. 17 square times 5 plus 22 square times 3 plus 27 square times 6 plus 32 square times 2. Yeah, 9319. And then have to over 16. And then have to minus with 23.5625 square. So make sure this square root punya line panjang sikit. It has to cover everyone. Okay, now it's time to tekan semua ni. And I will get 5.220. Okay. So I usually like to write in 4 significant figures. So that's the answer. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's do C. Okay, so diagram 13 shows the design of the water rocket bottle, which consists of combination of hemisphere, cylinder, cone. So this is the hemisphere, this is the cylinder, this is the cone. Okay, so 3 shapes combined. It is given that all 3 shapes have the same radius. Okay, same radius. The height of cylinder is 4 times radius and the height of cone is the same as radius. Okay, I think I will draw the shape separately. Okay, so we have a hemisphere here. Okay, hemisphere means half a sphere. And then we have a cylinder here. Okay, and then we have a cone here. Okay, and since they have the same radius, so the radius here all same same radius, radius. And we can find the radius actually, because if you look at the diagram, they write from here to here is 10 cm, right? So this is the diameter of the hemisphere. So to get the radius, you 10 bahagi 2 lah. So this is 5. And since they all have same radius, those one 5, this one 5 also. Okay. And then they mentioned something about the height being 4 times the radius. The height of cylinder. Height of cylinder is this one, right? So it's 4 times the radius. So 4 times 5 is 20. So the cylinder height is 20. So from here to here, is 20. Okay, until here. Okay, and then radius and height of cone is same as radius. What? Radius. So radius of cone and height of cone is the same. So the height of cone, the what vertical height is 5 also lah. Yeah, because the height of cone is same as radius. Okay, so far this is the what I get from the soalan. Now let's see what it says down here. If 1/3 of the volume of bottle is filled with water, calculate the value of H. So we need, this is definitely a form 2 chapter lah. Yeah, kalau tak silap is form 2 and this is under the 3D geometrical shape. Yeah, 3D geometrical shape. And you have to use the volume isi padu formula. Okay, they say 1/3 is filled with water. So this one is filled with water. Calculate the value of H. So I think what I have to do now is find the volume of the whole container. Yeah, find the volume of the whole diagram. And then times 1/3 to get the volume of water. And after I do that, then I will try to find H. Yeah, then only it's possible to find H. Okay, so the plan now is to find the volume of the whole diagram first. Because if I don't do that, then I cannot times 1/3. And if I don't times 1/3, how am I supposed to find H? Right? Because H is actually the height of the water level. Right? So I need to find the volume of whole diagram times 1/3 to get the volume of water level first. After I find the volume of water level, then only I continue to finding the height of water level. Okay, to find the volume of the whole container, you need to take volume of hemisphere tambah volume of cylinder tambah volume of cone. And the formula for hemisphere is 2/3 pi r cube. Volume of cylinder formula is pi r square h. And the volume for cone is 1/3 pi r square h. Okay, so these are the formulas that I will use now. So I will write here volume of water, okay, water is equals to 1/3 times with the volume of hemisphere, which is 2/3 times pi, 22/7, times with r square. I mean r cube. So r is 5, right? Yeah, that's the radius. So this is the volume of hemisphere tambah. Okay, next is cylinder, pi r square h. Pi is 22/7. Radius is 5 square times with height is 20. Okay, done. And the last one is cone. 1/3 pi 22/7 times r is 5 square times with the height, which is okay, the height of cone is 5. Okay, and you have to take the vertical height, not the slanted height. Okay, for volume, always take the vertical height and then tutup bracket. Okay, so you end up with 1/3, and then now I'll tekan all this. Okay? Okay, but I don't want to tekan straight away. I want to tekan one by one. So I will tekan this first, right? So if I tekan this, I will get 250 over 3 pi. Okay, let me try. Times wait, 2/3 times 22/7 times 5 power 3. Okay, I noticed that. Okay lah, betul lah. So yeah, I get 5500/21. Okay, actually you want to write in terms of pi also can. Okay, but if you write in terms of pi, then you don't tekan the pi lah. Okay, but I tekan the pi already, so I straight away just write the final answer lah. So tak ada pi dah ni, because I tekan the pi already. Okay, let's do for this. 20 times 25 times 22 divide 7. So I get 11,000/7, like this. And then the last one, 1/3 times pi r square h. Okay, I got 2750/21. Okay, hopefully you get the same also. And then finally is you plus everything. Yeah, this one plus this one plus this one. So answer plus 11,000,000,000/7, and then plus with 5500/21. So I finally get the answer 13,750/7. Okay, I'll try to write everything in decimal. Decimal in fraction. Okay. Yeah, and why I do that is because the decimal is like banyak-banyak decimal place. Dia bagi jawapan yang banyak-banyak decimal place. So that's why I don't want to, because if I write in decimal, it means I'm only taking a part of the answer. So it's better to write in fraction. And then answer divide 3 times 1/3 means divide 3. So finally I get the answer 13,750/21. I write in fraction also because the decimal answer is like I have to round off. So I don't like it. Okay, I don't like it when I have to take part of the answer. So it's better to write in fraction. So this one is in cm cube, right? Okay, but this one is the volume of water, right? What I have to find now is the H. So now I have to find the volume of water equals to this, right? So what I have to do for the next part of the working, I need some space here. Okay, so for the next part of the working, okay, I'll just do it here. I'll just do it here. Okay, so for the next part of working, I have to find the volume of actually this is not volume of yeah, correct lah. This one volume of water, okay. And then okay, we can find the volume of water by using volume of cylinder plus with volume of cone, right? So volume of cylinder will be what? Volume of cylinder will be pi r square h, but this time your radius is 5, but your height is not the same already. Your height is only from here to here. Okay, we already know this one is 5. Yeah, because the height of cone is 5, right? And from here to here, they say is h. So the height of the cylinder here must be h minus 5. So this one is h minus 5. Okay, and it's okay if I don't have the h, because later I need to find the h, right? So it will be pi r square h. Okay, this I'm finding this already, and then plus with the volume of cone. But if you malas, you can just copy from here, 2750 over 21. Okay, and it will be equals to this 13750 over 21. Okay, okay, so let me separate this like this. Okay, so we have to do this one first lah, because if you don't do this first, you cannot find h. Okay, so after doing this, then only now I can find h. Okay, so now I will use my calculator to tekan. Okay, first I will pindah this to the other side, jadi tolak dulu. So I will press calculator, 13750 over 21 minus 2750 over 21. Okay, I got 11,000 over 21. 11k over 21. And then on the other side here is 2207 times 5 square. So we can tekan that times 5 square, which is 25, divide 7. Okay, I got 550 over 7. Okay, 550 over 7 times with h minus 5. So let's continue here. So it will be h minus 5 equals 11000 over 21. Okay, pindah the 550 over 7 here. Okay, 7, the 7 duduk bawah. So kalau duduk bawah means bahagi. Bahagi hantar jadi darab. And then yang atas darab pindah jadi bahagi like this. So your h minus 5 answer, tekan ini lah. So let me press 11k over 21 times 7 divide 550. Okay, I dapat 20 over 3. And then plus 5. 35 over 3. Okay, so the answer is 35 over 3 cm. Okay, if you write in decimal can also. In decimal is 11.67. Okay, but in decimal dia bagi banyak-banyak decimal place. It has like infinite decimal places. So that's why I don't like it. I don't prefer writing in decimal. Okay, so kalau dia bagi banyak-banyak decimal place I will just write in fraction. Okay, okay, sudah siap? Okay, finally we are at the last question, soalan D. Let's finish it. Okay, let's read. The relationship between launching angle of the water rocket theta and the landing distance L is represented by a trigonometric formula. L equals u square over g bracket 2 sine theta cos theta, where u is the initial velocity of water rocket, g is the gravitational acceleration, and L, what about L? L is the landing distance. So this formula is to calculate landing distance. You have to masuk the u and the g and the theta. Then you can find the landing distance. So a student wants to determine either 30° or 40° as the launching angle of his water rocket, so that the water rocket will land further. So yeah lah, obviously lah, because you join competition, you want the rocket to land further lah. Takkan you want to land nearer, right? You want it to be further. So it is given that u is 20, g is 10, okay? Without using calculator, determine which one is the best launching angle for the water rocket. So how to know which one has the best launching angle? The one with the longer landing distance lah. It means the one where the L is like higher. The landing distance L is the landing distance, right? So if the landing distance is higher, then that is the best launching angle lah. Okay, so we choose the one yang bagi landing distance lagi tinggi punya. Okay, so first step, what do we have to do? We have to use this formula to calculate landing distance. And we have to sub the theta with 30 and 45 and see which one give me like a lagi give me a longer, like lagi jauh punya, which one land further lah. Okay, so we have to sub 30 and 45 and the U and the G to find out which angle can land further. Okay, okay, they mentioned something about without using calculator here. Okay, let me explain why they mentioned this. Sebenarnya you boleh guna calculator tau. It's just that you cannot tekan calculator for the sin theta and cos theta punya part. Yang ini boleh tekan sebenarnya. Okay, and let me tell you why they say without using calculator, because later you have to tekan, for the angle here is 30 degree and 45 degree, and for 30 45 these are special angles. Okay, and these special angles usually students need to memorize the answer for special angles, right? And for my own student, I got asked them to memorize also. So let me write. Okay, where should I write it? I need space. So let me just do it. Okay, let me just put here. Uh, okay, I'll just do it here. Okay, I'll just do it here. So there is a table that I always ask my student to memorize, and it's the table for special angle. Okay, so we have 30, 45, and 60. Okay, so it would look something like this, like this, like this. Okay, so this here will be 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and this is the sine, and this is the cos, this is the tangent, tangent theta. So sine 30, okay, so this table you kena hafal punya. Yeah, because these are special angle. Tapi bukan sahaja 30, 45, 60 special tau. Ada lagi special angle lain, which is 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. There is actually another table that you students need to hafal, which is the for 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. Okay, those are special angle as well. Okay, okay, but this question we never use the 90, 180, 270, 360, so I will not explain that table. Okay, I will only explain yang kita guna untuk soalan ni saja. So yang you kena hafal is this value, okay, this value and this value will be the same. This value and this value will be the same, and this value and this value will be the same. Okay, like this. Okay, so let me tell you what is sine 30. It will be 1 over 2. And I told you this and this same, so cos 60 is also 1 over 2. And then sine 60 is sec 3 over 2. This one is sec 3 over 2. And then this one is 1 over sec 2. This one is 1 over sec 2. Okay. Okay, and then tangent, you get tangent 30 is 1 over sec 3. And then nombor atas tulis sini, nombor bawah tulis sini. It means tangent 45 is 1, tangent 60 is sec 3, right? Okay, but what if you curi-curi guna calculator? Because they say cannot use calculator, right? But what if you curi-curi guna calculator? Okay, they will know if you curi-curi guna. You know why? Because when you tekan sine 45, your calculator actually give you sec 2 over 2. Okay, sec 2 over 2. So if you do it like that, if you write sec 2 over 2, then the pemeriksa know you use calculator already. Okay, actually sec 2 over 2 and 1 over sec 2 is the same thing. Ya, dua ni benda yang sama sebenarnya. Okay, so kena hafal lah. My point here is like you kena hafal lah table ni. And it's not, it's tak susah pun nak hafal. Okay, because the value repeats, right? So it's like you don't have to hafal all 6 here. You hafal satu, you dapat dua dah. Okay, yeah, because some of the value here is repeat. Okay, so this is the table that I will use later. So now we will start to use this formula. So the landing distance equals u square over g, but the u they say 20, right? So 20 square over g 10 bracket 2 sine theta cos theta. And we try with 30 degree first. So 2 sine 30 and then cos 30. And then for the other one, it will be 20 square over 10, but this one is 2 sine 45 cos 45. And we can get the value for sine 30 cos 30 from the table. Okay, by the way, this table exam tak bagi one. Okay, yeah, this one have to memorize one. Have to remember. Okay, 20 square divide 10 is 40. Okay, 40. And then for the 2 sine 30 cos 30, I can refer the table and masuk nilai. So sine 30 is 1 over 2, cos 30 is sec 3 over 2. Okay, so now you end up with 40. 2 and 2 can cut. You left with 40 times with sec 3 over 2, which is 20 times sec 3. And this one is in cm, right? Okay, they never mention here. It could be cm, it could be m. Let me see. I think it's m lah, meter. Yeah, because it's related to the A question. So I think it's meter, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make sense if it's like, okay lah, I think it's meter lah, meter. Okay, yeah, meter. Okay, next one. So 20 square times 10 here get 40 also. And then big bracket 2 sine 45 cos 45. Okay, 45 is special angle. So kita boleh refer jadual. Sine 45 1 over sec 2. Cos 45 1 over sec 2 also. Okay, these two cannot cut because this one got square root, right? So what we can do instead, we can take this one, darab this one first. So when you ambil fraction, darab fraction, you ambil atas, darab atas, bawah, darab bawah. So 1 times 1 is 1, sec 2 times sec 2 is 2. Yeah, when you take square root 2 times square root 2 is 2. You can use your calculator to help you. And then 2 and 2 cut, you left with 40 meters, right? So now we can determine which one is the best launching angle of water rocket. Okay, how to know which one is longer? Okay, actually, this one you have to keep going. Yeah, you have to continue actually. Uh, okay, I think we can continue. Yeah, we can still continue for the 40. Okay, because I want it to be like 20 times. Okay, I know 20 times 2 is 40, right? Okay, so 20 times with 2, but we all know square root 4 is 2, right? Square root 4, right? So if we compare 20 square root 4 and 20 square root 3, then we can see which one is like has a which one is further lah. Which rocket land further. So 20 square root 3 or 20 square root 4? 20 square root 4, right? Yeah, 20 square root 4. Because if you tekan 20 times square root 3, your calculator will give you in decimal 34 point something. Yeah, 34 point something. But this one is 40 meter. So it's clear lah. And also 20 square root 4 automatic is bigger than 20 square root 3. So I can jawab the soalan here. 45 degree is the best launching angle. Okay, so 45 degree is the best because it gives you it lands further lah. Okay, so 45 is the best launching angle. Launching angle. Okay, so that is the answer. Okay, so I think I sudah siap the whole kertas. So kertas peperiksaan tamat. Okay, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you find this video useful. All right, and if you don't want to miss the video, make sure you subscribe lah. Okay, so next video I will do another mathematics set. All right, so that's all for this video. I'll see you next video. Okay, bye bye.